All right, Shalom Israel. Welcome back to Wednesday night class. Good to see everybody in person. And also shout out and shalom to everybody online as well. First and foremost, shout out to Stream of Wisdom in Houston, Stream of Wisdom in Albuquerque, in Rochester, New York, and also in Norfolk, Virginia. And also shout out and shalom to Cabo Cab down in Guatemala and his congregation spread out throughout North, Central, and South America, California, Florida. Shout out and shalom to brothers in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Shout out and shalom to brothers on the East Coast, North, and all over. Whoever takes the time to check our classes out, shalom to you as well. And if you're new to the channel, check us out. We have a variety of topics. There's a playlist that allows you to see kind of some of the material that we've already kind of put together to try to stabilize households using the scriptures. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. The topic of the class is called a pocket manual for gaining a leadership position. Now, this class is for anybody that's aspiring to be a leader, and we're going to dive into what that means, the nuts and bolts to what does being a leader mean, what type of mentality must you have in order to be a leader, and how can you sustain this mentality to preserve not only your position but also to grow within this position. So if you have no desire to be a leader, that's fine. Everything's not for everybody, but we should strive for masteries. So we should all strive to be the best at what we do, because the scripture does say, whatever thou find thy hand so doing, do with all thy might. So that means no matter what you touch, you should want to be the best at it anyway. Everything that you're involved in, you want to be the best, especially in righteousness. If you're gonna be wicked, then be the best in wickedness, because Christ said, "Be ye hot or cold. If you lukewarm, He'll spew you out." But if you're about doing things the right way, trying to serve the Most High, you want to do it to the best of your ability. You want to be the best at it. So what does that mean? What does that entail? What type of mentality must you have? And that's what we're going to dive into today. All right? And we got some brothers coming in. They're going to be here in just a minute. But let's go ahead and start with the first scripture. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 1. Let's get that.
1 Peter chapter 5, verse 1. The elders which are among you.
So this class is strictly for who?
The elders which are among you.
So this is for strengthening and exhorting who?
The elders.
The elders. An elder is a leadership position. It's somebody that takes the time to oversee people, to manage people, a supervisor of sorts of mankind, of people. An elder watches for the young ones, the little ones. He says, the elders which are what?
The elders which are among you.
Go ahead.
I exhort.
And so Paul said, listen, I'm writing this because I'm trying to motivate you elders. For anybody that wants to be an elder or is in a leadership position and wants to make the best of it, he says, I'm exhorting you. I'm motivating you. I'm writing this to inspire you. Don't just be average. Don't just be normal. Don't just be, in the middle of the pack. Try to be the best at everything you touch. Right? Read.
Who am also an elder.
Because Peter is saying what?
He's an elder.
He's also an elder. So he's speaking from what?
Experience.
He's speaking from experience. He's telling elders what the job entails, because he sits in an elder or leadership position. So and he's going to explain why that matters. Read on. Why you can trust his counsel. Read on.
Who am also an elder and a witness.
He says, so I'm also an elder and I'm also what?
A witness.
He says, so I'm a witness to what?
Of the sufferings of Christ.
He says, he said, I'm a first-hand witness of the sufferings of Christ. Not only is Peter an elder, but he's also a witness or spectator that watched Christ suffer for righteousness' sake, while still not having enmity or maliciousness towards his people. So he says, I'm a witness. He's a spectator. Read on.
And also a partaker.
He says, but Peter's going a level further. He says, not only am I a witness, he said, I'm also a what?
A partaker.
So you know what that means? That means that leadership, if I'm striving to be a leader, I'm not just a spectator. I'm not just watching people lead. I'm not just watching people manage. You have to get in the game. You're not just a spectator. Leadership is not a spectator sport, basically. It's not something you watch from the sidelines and watch other people do. It's something that you want to become involved with. and you want to be a part of. How do we know this is true? Let's go to Jude, right before Revelation. Let's go to Jude chapter 1, and let's read verse 3. And hold where you at, Amiyati. We're going to come right back to it.
Jude chapter 1, verse 3 reads, Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you.
He said it was necessary that he said I gave diligence to write this letter. He said I wanted to make sure that this letter goes out to you, and I made sure nothing stopped me from getting this letter to you. This is Jude talking, right? Read on.
Come. It was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you.
It says, so once again, Peter was exhorting people. We read that in 1 Peter chapter 5, right? In verse 1. Now, also, we're reading about Jude exhorting people. Jude is exhorting people or inspiring people or motivating people as well. Read on.
And exhort you that ye should earnestly contend for the faith.
He says, I'm begging you, I'm exhorting you, I'm motivating you for you to earnestly contend for what?
For the faith.
Now, stop. Now, the word contend is, in the New Testament, of course, we know it's Greek. That word contend is athleo. Athleo or athleo. Sounds like what?
Athlete.
It sounds like athlete, right? Because that's what the word contend means. It means an athleo, or that's where you get the word athlete from. So the word athleo in Greek means to wrestle or to be a contestant. It means to be a contestant, or it means to wrestle or to fight. So what is Jude saying? He said, I'm exhorting you to what?
To fight.
To be a spectator?
To fight.
To watch from the sidelines?
To fight.
To watch other people serve Christ to the best of their ability?
To fight.
He said, listen, I'm exhorting you to not just be a witness like Peter said. He was a witness to the sufferings of Christ. But Peter said, listen, I'm in the fight too. I'm not just watching from the sidelines. So there's different roles that people can play in this truth, in this program. You can watch from the sidelines, or you can get in the fight. That's what the word contend means. It means athlete or athleo. It means to wrestle or to fight or to be a contestant. That means the price is right. You coming on down.
Come.
You getting in the game. You getting involved. So Peter said this. Jude is saying this. He says, I'm begging you that you what?
That you fight or contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints.
Go ahead.
For there are certain men.
Hold on. Stop right there. I'm only going here because contend also means a contestant in a gymnastic game, to contend with adversaries, or to fight. And there's one more thing. I'm going to get it. There's one more thing that it means too. I'm going to get it right here. So you can be in the truth, or you can really be in the truth. You can watch from the sideline, or you can jump in the game. And both Peter and Jude are both exhorting people to get involved. It says, athleo, to enter a contest, to contend in the gymnastic games, to contend with adversaries, to fight, to struggle with difficulties and danger, to endeavor with strenuous zeal, to strive to obtain something. So when it comes to salvation, they're all employing us to be a partaker of it and a fighter of it. Be a demonstration of it. Not just be a witness of it. Not just witness other people serve Christ. So let's go back to 1 Peter, where you at, Amiathia. You was in chapter 5, you was in verse 1.
Come. 1 Peter 5:1 from the top. The elders which are among you, I exhort.
So once again, Jude is exhorting, Peter is exhorting. Right? Read on.
Who am also an elder and a witness of the sufferings of Christ,
Go ahead.
and also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed.
So he says, I'm a partaker of it because I'm involved with it. I'm not just a spectator. I'm involved in the truth. I'm involved in the truth. Meaning I'm fighting with those that are fighting to prove that serving the Lord is a good thing, that there's benefits in the end. There's a reward to serving the Lord and dedicating yourself and being a leader. Read on.
Verse 2. Feed the flock of the Most High.
And what this job entails, your job, your main job as a contestant in this fight, as a contender in this fight, as an athlete in the body of Christ, as someone who's involved in demonstrating their faith and their belief and putting their faith and belief on the line. Read on.
Feed the flock of the Most High, which is among you.
He says this is about feeding other people. It's about distributing to the needs of the people around you, feeding the flock. So your job, the main job is about taking care of the flock of Christ. What does that mean? Read on.
Taking the oversight thereof.
It says taking the what?
Taking the oversight thereof.
What this means is that you want to become a manager. It's like working a job. You can be a regular employee, and you can complain about how the operations of the business sucks. You can complain about how the food is not prepped right.
Nothing's on time.
Nothing's on time. Or how the functionality. You can sit back and complain about the functionality of the program.
Yeah, the assistants can be more efficient.
Yeah, you can. Anybody can do that and just be a regular employee. Because with a regular employee, you can stress your opinion, but you have no desire to alter or improve the program or make the best of the situation.
Make the sacrifice that actually contributes to maintaining the system.
Right, versus just one that to critique the system and how the program runs. And you can express all the dissatisfaction about the program, about the camp, about the church, about men, about this, about that. Or you can say, you know what, let me do my part to the best of my ability to make this better. How can I help to make this better? Feeding the flock of the Most High is about stepping up into a supervisory role or some type of administrative role or some type of management role where you don't want to just sit back and watch. You actually want to help partake and steer the camp and steer the body in the right direction. You want to help steer men's life and women's life in the right direction. So he said, feed the flock of the Most High, which is amongst you, taking the what?
Taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint.
It says, so you're doing this, you're taking initiative, and you're not waiting for somebody to tell you to take initiative.
And what is that? What is that when somebody's waiting for someone to make them, force them, tell them, or push them, or will them to do something?
Well, it's something that their effort is contingent upon something. Their involvement is contingent upon something, and their involvement that they're waiting as a contingency to give themselves to the program all the way. It's going to tell you what it is. Read.
Come, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly.
Read.
Not for filthy lucre.
They're waiting for what?
Filthy lucre.
I'm not going to get involved. I'm not going to go all in until what?
I get filthy lucre.
What's filthy lucre? What's lucre?
Let's find out.
What is lucre?
I want to ask this question because I love this conversation because when it comes to, I call it being a conditional Israelite, right? That's just the term. But biblically it's called filthy lucre.
Right.
I'm waiting for this condition, and if this condition is present in the body or present as an outcome, then you earn my service, and you earn my focus, and you earn my obedience, you earn my attention, and you earn the best of me, and I will benefit everybody else under the condition that I get this object. And the object is filthy lucre.
But what is lucre?
Gain.
Gain. So what do people wait on to get involved?
Filthy gain.
Something they find proper.
I got to see the benefit.
Yep.
If it don't make dollars,
Don't make sense.
it don't make sense.
That's true
So
statement.
a lot of people are sitting back holding I call it holding their benefits and their effort hostage. That's what I call it. That's what I call, because men have abilities. Women have abilities. But everybody be holding their abilities hostage until the conditions and terms are correct. And usually that involves some type of payment or some type of gifts or reward or benefits. If I don't see the benefit, I really don't want to get involved with this, because it really ain't adding up. It ain't adding up to me. So
not worth
so he's saying that being involved as a manager of this body of Christ, or feeding the flock and taking this oversight, is about taking this initiative upon yourselves, not waiting to do something or to be told to do something when you see a problem. But people will withhold what they can do and what they can offer, waiting for filthy lucre to come be in their hands, and the pay has to be right. I don't get paid enough for this. I don't like the pay scale. I don't really see the benefit of doing this and giving myself and sacrificing myself, because I'm really not getting what I think is fair.
Not on par with the.
It's not enough for me to care.
Yeah, or to be involved.
You're not giving me enough to care.
And this is what he's saying, that taking the oversight is not about waiting for somebody to give you something to maximize your effort and your input. Being a leader is about taking the initiative to fix problems even when you don't get paid what you think you deserve. And this is a struggle for men, especially when they come in the truth. This is a struggle for women, especially when they come in the truth. Because in the world, first you get the money, then you get the what?
The power.
Then you get the power. So if I don't got no money, I don't have no what?
Power.
I don't have no power. That's not true. You know what power is? Initiative. You know what power you have? See a problem and try to fix it. And put your effort in and try to solve the anomaly of what people complain about.
Yeah.
All the things that people say is that are untasteful about the truth. Well, how about you come in and fix it? How about you come in and fix it? What can you do? I remember when I first moved into the brother's house in the 2000. Every time it rained, we had to walk through the yard in the mud, because there was no way to get to the house, to the door, without stepping in mud. You had to go through mud to get to the house. So I said, you know what? Let me buy some rocks and put some rocks, and that's all. I used a little bit of money I had, because that's all I could afford. But I didn't expect anything in return. I didn't do it for notoriety or for anybody else. I saw a problem because everybody tracked mud in the house. So I said, let me take the time to try to fix it. And that's all I could contribute was some rocks.
They're still there though, to this day.
They're still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
The rocks are still there. But
there's mud there to this day too. That's the rocks is for.
But the rocks is all I could. That's all I could. A couple of rocks for stepping stones was all I could afford. It wasn't nothing major, but it was something. I just said, you know what? I see a problem. Can I do something? I say this because this is at the lowest level of entry. This is with minimal funds, new to the camp, a camp that's already that's already built, a camp that's already in motion. But at least I could say, let me at least try to solve this little issue. It's small, but if everybody keeps walking in the house with mud, that's not small. That's going to leave a huge job to clean up after. Extra work and extra time that we didn't have. Everybody could add some type of value to the program. You just have to take the initiative. You just have to look for problems and try to come up with solutions. Some solutions don't even cost no money. All they cost is your effort and your eyeballs.
I remember you had a toilet, and I was like, I just need to get a wax ring. So I never put a toilet in, so I put the toilet in. Yeah.
Oh yeah, when we put the wax ring on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But man, that toilet was looking bad, bro. It didn't need a new toilet. We just needed a wax ring. We just had to figure it out. A wax ring is $10. It's a $10 fix. It's not a. If you call a plumber, that's gonna be a $200 fix, a $300 fix. But if you take $10 and go buy a wax ring and have one brother lift the toilet up, slap a new ring on, and put the toilet back down and bolt it down, screw it down, you solve the problem with $10. It don't take much to solve problems. You know what it takes though? It takes somebody that wants to be a manager. It takes somebody that wants to take initiative. This class is for people that want to enhance what they see and add value to the program in the camp of the body of Christ and add value to this ministry. This is what Peter said. I'm trying to motivate y'all to be feeders of Christ's flock, managers and supervisors of his flock. And it's not just for men, it's men and women. When I came in the truth, brothers didn't have ribs. We were a bunch of young men single in the brother's house. It was just a bunch of men. We had to wash our own clothes. Matter of fact, we had a laundromat that was down the street from the brother's house that would close at midnight, but we didn't get off work till 1 o'clock in the morning. So we broke into the laundromat so much with a coat hanger, and you could push the button. You could go through the crack and push the button with the coat hanger, with a stretched out coat hanger. We broke into the laundromat so much that they turned it into a 24-hour laundromat. Because there wasn't no ribs. There wasn't no women. There wasn't no sisters. There wasn't nobody washing your clothes. But you had to get off work. You had to wash your clothes. But some brothers broke into the laundromat and washed clothes. And while those brothers was washing other brothers' clothes, the brothers that stayed back at the house cooked dinner for everybody else. And then for the officers and high-ranking men that had ribs, their ribs would cook for the brother's house and volunteer and take turns and cook for the brother's house to make sure that the brothers that didn't have any ribs had at least a hot meal once or twice a week when they got off work. Because we could work long hours. You know what it takes? Oversight. You know what it takes? Care. You know what it takes to run a camp and a body in a church? Initiative. That's all it takes. It don't take a big mystery to keep a church going. If everybody strives to be a benefit and bring something to the table, this is what Peter is exhorting us to do. This is what Jude is exhorting us to do. Jude said, man, be a contestant, man. Don't be a spectator. Be a contestant. Be involved. See what you can bring to the table. There's for sure a gap that you can fill. For certain. So, read that again in 1 Peter chapter 5 and read verse 2.
2. 1 Peter 5:2. Feed the flock of the Most High, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof.
It says taking the oversight there. That means I'm not waiting. I'm taking the oversight. I'm not waiting to be told to fix anything. I'm taking the oversight, meaning I put this responsibility on my own shoulders. I don't have to have somebody tell me to do something. I don't have to. You see the problem. What can you do to solve it? You can complain about it, or you can say this is crap, or you can critique it. But can you identify it and help solve and eliminate the issue? This is what great men in the Bible are inspiring other men to do, is to be managers, supervisors, leaders, and shepherds. I'm not waiting to be told something. You don't have to wait to be told something in the church. When I first came into the truth, I was on broom. I was on broom and dustpan. That was my job, broom and dustpan. Clean the school. Put the desk up. Throw the trash away, trash. And when I was in the brother's house, like many men that come out of this program, come out the brother's house, you got different duties. Some on dishes, some on trash, some is on living room, some is in the bathroom. They have common areas that they clean. But you know what it takes? Should they have to take somebody to yell at you, to force you to do something in order to make something work? Nah, it doesn't. It doesn't do that. I got to read this. No, I'm not. I'm going to say that for part 2. Save it for part 2. Read on.
Taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint.
It says not by what?
Not by constraint.
Constraint is force of somebody twisting your arm. We shouldn't have to have a guilt trip and make people feel guilty to do something for the body of Christ. Or I gotta give a long soliloquy and a whole breakdown of why it's important that you should do something. We got to set aside precious time to get people to see the importance of giving themselves. It says not out of constraint. Read.
Not by constraint, but willingly.
It says but willingly. That means what? I don't do something because I'm told to do it. I get involved. I try to fix problems. I put the responsibility of certain things on my shoulder because I want to do it. I want to do it. And it's very important because a lot of times, I read this all the time, and it hits me. I never forget it. Go to Exodus chapter 25. It just kind of explains something. Exodus 25, read verse 1.
Exodus chapter 25 and verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses.
And the Most High, this is how you know it's not something new. This is how you know that what Peter is talking about and what Jude is talking about is not new at all. It's not new at all. It goes all the way back to Moses. And so this is not something new with the Lord. Read.
And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel.
He said, tell the children of Israel what? Read.
That they bring me an offering.
He said, bring me an offering. Did he say exactly what it had to be?
No.
You know what we get to do? We get to pick what offering we want to bring to the Lord. He didn't say, the only thing he asked that's mandatory is tithes. And even in the tithes, it's 10% of what you brought in. It's not 10% across the board of what you don't have. Because some people may have more and some may have less. But it's 10% of what you produce. So it's still in measure. It's still a measurable offering that you can yield. But this is nothing new. He said, have them bring me an offering. He didn't say what it was. He didn't say what it had to be. Read on.
That they bring me an offering of every man that giveth it willingly.
Did he say what it had to be?
No.
Or did he say what mind frame he wants it in?
Mind frame.
The only thing he said was, you bring me an offering, just make sure that it's out of your heart. Make sure you do it because you want to do it. You know what the Most High don't want? The Most High don't want crappy service. You know what the Most High don't want? He doesn't want service that's forced. Because do you like when you go to a restaurant and you ask for some napkins and a refill and the server smacks their lips?
Nobody likes that.
And they hiss. And they're like, I wish you'd asked before I came out the kitchen.
Yeah.
Or you come in and they like, oh, we're about to close in 10 minutes. It's like, you're not closed though. What kind of service you think you're about to get? That's why it's not even good to go to places where they're about to close. You don't know what you're about to get. You're about to get some reheat, refried, rewarmed food. It's not fresh. But I'm just saying, nobody wants crappy service. You know what the Most High want? He want the same thing we want. I want people to offer themselves to me because they want to offer themselves to me. Just like you want somebody that wants to serve you and it's not by force. Because if you know it's by force, you know it's not in their heart to do it. And the quality of what they're going to give is trash. You're going to get some trash service when you try to force people to do something that ain't in them. So the Most High don't want that. So he said, listen, this is what the Most High told Moses. Listen, tell the children of Israel to bring me an offering. He didn't say what it was. He just said, listen, just make sure primarily it's where?
Of every man that giveth it willingly.
Go ahead.
With his heart.
With his what?
With his heart.
Then it says, I want it willingly from his heart, is mine. Read on.
Ye shall take my offering.
He told Moses, only take the offerings that came from their heart. Only take the offerings that they wanted to give. If it really wasn't letting them to give it, don't take it. Because they don't really, do you know what the Most High understands about us? People that struggle giving also have a struggle with their outlook towards the Lord. It mirrors it mirrors their perspective towards the Father. A man's offering mirrors his disgust or his hate or his unbelief. So this is why the Most High really don't want those offerings that's not from the heart, because it's really a mirror image of their outlook to Him. If I have to beg you to do something, then you really don't see the value in me anyway. And this is why it's important that managers, leaders, supervisors, overseers, anybody striving for a leadership position understands that it has to come from you. And the Most High don't want it if it's not coming from you. The Most High don't want trash service, and we don't either. We don't like it either. So let's go back to 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 2. Read that one more time.
1 Peter 5:2. Feed the flock of the Most High, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but
He said
willingly.
not by constraint. It's not a force. You got to twist somebody's arm to make them do something. Read on, but what?
But willingly,
Read.
not for filthy lucre.
And I'm not doing it for what?
Filthy lucre.
Man, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't work for free. Where's the pay at? Where's the money at? Show me the money.
That's crazy.
And I'll show you. And I'll show you my work.
Show me the money, I'll show you my spirit.
Yeah, but this ain't adding up.
How can I be compensated for the extra work I'm going to do?
Yeah, like is this? Do we get an overtime pay?
Yeah.
You know what? You're gonna do a lot of free overtime with the Lord, and you're gonna work all holidays, man-made holidays, because the Most High don't care about those anyway. You're gonna work on what you have as a supposed day off. This was my day off.
It's not your day off.
It's really the Lord's day.
The Lord's day.
Yeah. So is it really your day off? But this is as the Most High knows this, Peter understands this, Jude understands this. It doesn't change the fact that my money has to be there front and center in order to get my effort. No. When it comes to serving the Lord, you may not get nothing. A lot of times, it's not about the money anyway. It's about what you can bring to the table. It's about your perspective towards the Most High. He says, not by filthy lucre. Read.
Not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind.
So in the world, money is important to people.
Yep.
And they and their efforts in their mind has to add up to an equivalent profit, an equivalent amount. In the truth, that equation doesn't exist with the Lord. It's not about money. That doesn't exist with the Lord. The currency of the Most High is initiative. The currency of the Lord is a willing heart. That's what really matters to the Most High. It's responsibility. That's what the Most High is looking at. That's what He's measuring. It's not money. It's responsibility. Somebody that wants to take the oversight. I want to make a difference. Some people say in the world, either lead, follow, or what? Or get out of the way. Because anything else other than that, I'm just a spectator. Or I'm just a complainer. Why be a complainer, a critic? And why not be an overseer? Why not be a manager? Why not be a leader? Why not be a supervisor? There's greater aspects that the church can benefit from when you strive for greater works and greater services. He says, verse 2, read on.
That was 2.
Okay, give me this is how you know that the Most High don't care about all that. Give me Matthew chapter 10, read verse 5. Let me get
The
that.
currency of the Lord is initiative.
Yep.
Willingness.
Matthew 10 and 5.
Yep.
These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles,
Go ahead.
and into any city of the Samaritans, enter ye not,
Right?
but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Right?
And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely ye have received.
They said what?
Freely ye have received.
How did you get the truth?
Freely.
From who? From somebody else's initiative. From somebody else's obligation to sacrifice for the Lord for freely. You got the truth because of somebody else's sacrifices. You got the truth by somebody else deciding to do the work of the Lord as an overseer, taking the responsibility on their shoulders to serve the body and the flock without getting paid. The truth was granted to us and we didn't even pay for it. But somebody else paid for it. Somebody else lost a lot of time. Somebody else lost a lot of energy and a lot of commitment. And there was a lot of sacrifice involved to get us this truth. It was built off somebody else's shoulders. So he said, freely as you what?
Freely ye have received.
Because you got it for free, because it was based on somebody else's currency. And that currency is not money. Because I'm sure that the men that, every generation, trust me, it was harder. It's lighter now than it was when men came in the truth in the 80s. Or men came in the truth in the 70s. Even if you came in the truth in the 90s, you really wouldn't get nothing. But the currency wasn't money. The currency was somebody else's desire to take oversight and be a manager. It was somebody else's willing heart that allowed you to reap the benefits of the knowledge you possess now and the stability that you have now in your life. Freely as you what?
Freely ye have received.
So you got it for free. So it's expected that what?
Freely give.
That you give it for free. But we talking about money? We talking about what? Your sacrifices. Your time. Your initiative. Read on.
Verse 9. Provide neither gold nor silver.
So does this job, a qualifier for this job is you got to have money. Is there money involved as a qualifier for this job? No, it's not. You know what this job, you know the qualifier for this job is? Care and concern.
Yeah.
Do you have enough care and concern enough for the people to work to make sure that they got something to eat, spiritual, that they're getting spiritually fed? Do you have enough love in you to help other people get on their feet? It's not about money. That's how you know it's not about money. Money ain't got nothing to do with this. Christ trained his disciples without gold in their pockets, without silver in their pockets. It wasn't no pay involved. There was no pay scale. Well, you know, the going rate for bishophood and soldiership, to be a soldier of Christ, you know, the going rate's about at least $9 an hour. It's the going rate of soldiership. You know, in the military, I can at least get, you know, $400 a month, $400 a week, or every 2 weeks, $800 every 2 weeks. I can make $1,600 a month. What are the perks of doing this job? It's damn sure ain't about no gold. Money is not the perk for doing this job. It's not. Say it again.
What's the benefits package?
Yeah, the benefits package, right?
Vacation time.
Read on.
Verse 9. Provide neither gold nor silver nor brass in your purses.
All these have value. You're going to do this job without what you may consider an equivalent benefit for the work that you do. The benefit is not in money. It's not a monetary benefit that you're providing people. What you're providing people with your care, with your initiative, is healing. You're providing people problem solving. You're solving their problems. There's no money involved in that. That's how you know it's not about what you think you're getting out of it. That's irrelevant. All it takes is love, concern, care, and initiative to want to be a supervisor, to want to be a manager, to want to be a contestant or an athlete in this game of faith. Back to verse 2. I'm Yathi.
Time. 1 Peter 5:2 says, "Feed the flock of the Most High, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind."
What does that mean, but of a ready mind? Go to Psalm chapter 45, verse 1. What does he mean when he says, but of a ready mind? What he's shaping and what he's explaining is the mentality that it takes to be a shepherd, to be a leader. The mentality that it takes to be an overseer. Who got that?
Psalms chapter 45 and verse 1.
Let me get it. He says, we're in Psalm 45 and 1. Read that.
Psalms chapter 45 and verse 1. My heart
It says, David said, my heart is what?
is indicting.
He says, my heart is indicting. You know what that means? Let's get the word indicting.
Indicting. 1828 Webster Dictionary. Committing.
He said, my heart is what?
Committing.
He said, wait a minute. What it takes to be an overseer, what it takes to do the work of the Lord at a high level, at the best degree possible, is you do this work, like Peter said, with a ready mind. David said, my heart is what?
Committing.
He said, my heart is about what?
Commitment.
So it's about commitment. What else?
To words and writing.
It says commitment to words and writing. What does that mean? I'm committed to studying. That means I have to be a student. Also, in indicting in Hebrew, it means to stew or to boil. What does that mean?
To like simmer over, like to
When something is boiling or it's stewing, that means it's what?
it's mixing.
It's ready.
Yeah.
It's hot and ready, like Little Caesars. It's hot and ready. It's ready to go. So when he says, my heart is indicting, right? What did he say? Indicting. My heart is indicting. He said, my heart is ready. I'm ready. I'm warm. I'm ready to go. It's bubbling up. I'm ready to get this thing going. I'm committed to do something. Yes, sir.
And in Hebrew too, it says to keep moving or to store.
It says to keep moving on the store. Meaning I'm ready to get busy. So what is he saying? My heart is indicting like what in Psalms?
Psalms chapter 45 verse 1. My heart is indicting a good matter.
He says I'm ready to do a good job. When it comes to do the work of the Lord, I'm ready to do it. I'm boiling up. I'm stewing up. I'm ready to get busy. For what? Like what? He used an analogy. Read on.
I speak of the things which I have made, touching the king.
It said, read verse 1 again. Yeah, finish on. No, you ready? Keep going.
My tongue is the pen.
It said, my tongue is the what?
Is the pen of a ready writer.
So when somebody's a ready writer is somebody that has a pen and they have paper and they're ready for what?
The service.
They're ready to scribe. That means I'm ready to take instruction. I'm ready, waiting for instructions. Because that's what a ready writer does. He got his pen, he's got his paper, and he's ready to go. You got some people that come to class, no Bible, no apocrypha, no pen, no paper, no what? No notes. Are they ready?
No.
They're not ready. They're not ready. I don't know who ain't got it. I don't know if somebody snickering, laughing. If you ain't got it, if you ain't ready, you better get ready. Yeah, you ain't ready. That's a shame. You ain't ready to receive instruction then. Because that's what he's saying. My heart is like a ready writer. I mean, I got the utensils right in front of me, ready to get this instruction. That's what it takes to be a leader. You ready to receive instruction. You know how you're not dealing with leadership material? Because somebody's waiting around and hiding from instruction.
Yeah.
They're trying to disappear from instruction.
Yeah.
You can't find them when it's time to go to work. You got to look for them. They're not ready to go to work. You got to look for them. I'm going to say it again. You have to look for them. You have to find them. You have to locate them. Now everybody laughing because everybody can relate on some level. Everybody can relate on some level. Some people are ready to go. They're like a ready scribe. They got their notes ready. I'm ready to do this work. I'm ready to receive instruction. And some people are just trying to skate through. Huh? What you say? You need me to do what? What you want me to do? You're not ready, man. You're not ready. You're not ready to receive instructions to do this job. The mentality, though, he's explaining a mentality. What it takes to be a leader, you have to be ready to receive instruction. That means you have to have your materials in front of you and open-minded. And somebody shouldn't have to be forcing you to take and receive information. Why we got to do push-ups to study? Why we got to make men do push-ups to study the Bible? Why you got to be forced to do homework? Is that leadership qualities? Is that leadership material? I'm talking about the men. I'm talking about the men here.
No. But if you don't, they won't do the bare minimum.
You gotta twist arms to do to make men a ready writer. You take men turn in their homework, and then you look at like, man, this is all you got. If they turn in homework at all, this is about leadership, though. This is about people that are contestants, some people that are active, that want to be fighters in this. They're not just spectators. I don't just watch the truth. I want to be involved in it. And when you're involved in it, you don't have to be told anything because you're already ready to receive information and instruction. If you already know you got class coming up, your notes should be ready. If you never know, you might be called up for duty. You got to have classes already prescribed already.
It's happened before. In recent history, it's happened. Where, it was a couple years ago, a war, computer went out. He said, all right, who got the notes? And he got real quiet in the room. But that preparation, we should be practicing that every single day. You don't know. You don't know when the elders are gone. You don't know when hey, we got no one else to teach, so next man up. Who's got it?
Yeah. That's a mentality that he wants leaders to have.
Yeah.
Is, you know what, I'm ready to receive instructions, so no matter what I'm called to do, you don't got to go find me. I'm already here ready for instruction. I'm already available. This is what it takes. This is the mentality that it takes to be a leader. You see, I was like a ready scribe. Give me Ezra chapter 7, verse 6.
Ezra chapter 7 and verse 6 reads. Right?
Yep.
Ezra chapter 7 in the Bible, verse 6 reads, this Ezra went up from Babylon, and he was a ready scribe.
It said Ezra, a prophet in the Bible, was also known as a what?
Ready scribe.
You know that ready means, it also means prompt, quick, and diligent. I'm ready to do this work. Prompt, quick, and diligent. So a lot of people have the wrong idea about what a leader is and what a leader's mentality is. A leader's mentality is, I'm ready quickly to receive instruction. You don't have to give me a long spiel
Or beg.
or beg me to do something. You don't have to remind me 50,000 times to turn in my homework. or to do my homework, or to take notes,
Write down orders.
or write down orders. He said Ezra was a what?
Ready scribe is the law of Moses.
It said when it came to the law, he was quick with the law of Moses. You can ask Ezra anything about the law of Moses, and he was sharp with the law of
Because
Moses.
he gave himself to it. Because he was indicted.
Yep.
He was committing himself.
He was committing himself to it, to the writing of it. So when it came to the law of Moses, you could ask Ezra anything. He could, boom, shoot off an answer. Shoot off a quote. Shoot off a verse. Right off the dome. But in order to get that mentality, to get that ability, it takes some type of initiative and commitment. It takes some type of effort. And it takes diligence. Proverbs chapter...
That's a leadership mentality.
Yeah. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 29, because ready means by definition diligent. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 29.
Proverbs 22 and 29. Seest thou a man diligent in his business?
He said, you see a man that's diligent in his business. You see a ready scribe. If you want to know the benefits of a ready scribe, read.
He shall stand before a king.
It says, in due time, this ready scribe shall be called up to higher positions. This ready scribe will be elevated and be amongst who?
Kings.
Kings. What does a king represent? Authority. What does a king represent? Power. What does a king represent? Influence. What does a king represent? Correction. What does a king represent? Protection. So, a real king serves the people. So, he says, and when you see a diligent man, he's saying that it won't be long when a person is diligent with this book, that they'll be elevated to what? And to be required to be amongst who?
He shall stand before kings.
He'll be amongst leadership. It won't be long before they have a leadership position. So what does it take to get a leadership position? It just takes diligence. It takes a readiness. It takes a care, a concern. It takes initiative. It takes effort, not money. It just takes care and initiative. I'm going to try to solve as many issues as I can. And it won't be long before that individual starts to get elevated and moves up the chain of command. It's just showing you how even diligence by itself, how much value that it adds to you and the body of Christ. Just diligence alone. Just diligence by itself. Just somebody that has care to put forth the right effort. It shows you how just diligence alone will elevate somebody's position and rank. Just being diligent. By itself. Give me Daniel chapter 1 verse 3. Daniel chapter 1 verse 3.
Daniel chapter 1, verse 3.
Read that.
And the king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel.
So this is Nebuchadnezzar, and Nebuchadnezzar is a heathen, but he's requesting the chief of his eunuchs to do what?
That he should bring certain of the children of Israel, and of the king's seed, and of the princes.
Go ahead.
Children in whom was no blemish.
These were sharp individuals, man. You know who Nebuchadnezzar wanted around him? The best of what Israel has to offer. Mm-hmm. The best of what Israel has to offer. He says, children in whom there is no blemish. Read on.
But well favored.
It says these are well favored children. Why are they well favored? Read on.
And skillful.
Why are they well favored?
and skillful.
Why are they well favored?
And
Because
skillful.
they're skillful.
Because they are what?
They have
Skillful.
skill.
They developed a skill. If you can develop the skill of being a ready scribe and take an initiative to feed the flock of the Most High's pasture, then you also will be well favored because you've obtained an ability. He says they're well favored and what?
And skillful
Go ahead.
in all wisdom.
He said they're skillful in what?
In all wisdom.
Ezra was a ready scribe because when it came to anything about the law of Moses, he could deliver it. He developed that skill. Well, he could teach the Torah. Anything from the Torah. Anything out the law. These men were requested by the king to be amongst the king because of their particular skill. When you develop and take the time to enhance your skill level as a student, it won't be long before your diligence is rewarded and you're pulled amongst the ranking men, even in the world. Yes, sir.
Yeah, precept real quick. It's perfect in the point. Blue letters or whatever it is.
Yeah, okay. Yes, sir.
Real quick, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 1, verse 19. Real quick, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 1, verse 19.
Let's get it.
And what this point does is it echoes the same concept and it confirms the same concept.
Ecclesiastes 1 and 19.
Uh-huh.
Wisdom reigneth down skill.
So skill comes from wisdom. The spirit of wisdom is a spirit. When you commit yourself, the Most High gives you the spirit. And the spirit of wisdom gives you the skill. But if you don't have the wisdom, that means I haven't committed myself enough to attain the skill. Because the spirit of wisdom will give you the skill if you commit enough to the spirit of willingness, diligence, desire, being self-propelled for the goal of giving the body better. Read.
Wisdom reigneth down skill and knowledge of understanding.
And then with that skill, you get knowledge of understanding. Because you apply the skill and you say physical result. And as you get a physical result from the application of that skill, you get more understanding about applying the principle of the book, or the principles in the book, or the virtue of diligence. I become diligent, the Lord gives you wisdom, the wisdom gives you a skill, you apply the skill, and when you apply the skill, you see an outcome. If you plant a seed, you see roots, stems, and eventually you see fruit. When you apply a skill, because you're diligent, you start to see the benefits of diligence, the benefits of your skill, the benefit of the skill the Father gave you from your efforts in the law.
And that benefit of that skill is you'll be elevated and your presence will be requested and desired to be amongst leadership. That's some of the rewards right there. Like Dawiyah's bringing out. Great scripture.
Can we read the third point?
Come.
Read.
And exalted them to hold that, to honor that, hold their fast.
Read it again.
Chopped it up.
God, and exalted them to honor that, hold their fast.
So when you apply this skill, you get exalted, which means to be lifted up. To what? Honor. And the
Recognition.
The points to class is what? You get pulled amongst the ranking men. The king. And so to speak in the scripture, right?
Come.
Same process.
Exactly. But it's showing you the process of obtaining the leadership position, leadership roles. It takes commitment and being a ready writer, being a ready scribe, or having a ready mind. That means I'm quick to study. I'm quick to receive instruction. I'm quick to take initiative. It don't take me long to understand. It don't take a lot to understand what it takes to raise up in the truth. All it takes is diligence. And we showed how diligence alone will bring you amongst kings. It will elevate you. Back to or finish that in Daniel chapter 1, verse 5.
Daniel chapter 1, verse 5. And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat.
And because they had a particular skill, because these were studied men and well-versed men, it says the king took it upon himself to do what?
And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat.
That means they ate from the king's table. Then the door opened up to reap the benefits and the rewards which they denied and took no part of anyway. But they had that to their disposal. They had the king's kitchen at their disposal. But what did they obtain first? Skill first. They were diligent first. Then they ate like kings. But a lot of us ain't eating like no kings. I'll tell you that right now. A lot of us eating fast food. A lot of us are eating what we can find and what we can afford. A lot of us are trying to put together some scraps and make a meal. A lot of us are going through the dollar menu, which I hope not, but it is what it is. 4 for $4.
Not even. It's like 4 for 6, 4 for 7.
Yeah. 8 pieces for $3.99. Whatever, man. But it is what it is. We're not eating like kings. We eating like peasants. Well, what would a little bit of diligence do? What would a little bit of effort do? What a little bit of zeal, diligence, and drive do for a person? It changes everything. It changes your well-being. It puts you in important places, around important people. Changes your diet. What else?
Come. And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat and of the wine which he drank.
They're drinking 40 ounces?
Slits.
They're drinking Slits malt liquor? They're drinking the Blue Bull for 99 cents? The 40. They're drinking Old Milwaukee.
The buzz balls out at the gas
The
station.
buzz balls. Oh, gosh, man. What's that little spiced that little with the little devil on it? Fireball. Oh,
Fireball. This cinnamon and alcohol.
Cinnamon.
God.
Cinnamon.
That ain't even real. That didn't even come from a grain. That was made in a laboratory. And
People love it though.
Everything about it
the worst.
is synthetic. That's a completely synthetic alcohol. It's a man-made. Didn't come from corn or grain. It's all synthetic. But you see the little Fireball whiskey or whatever it is, horrible.
Little dancing devil on it.
Yeah, a little devil on the bottle. But he says, just from them committing themselves, it says they started to enjoy the upper echelon of life. The wine got better. They're drinking King's wine. King's wine is aged wine.
Mm-hmm.
King's wine is distilled wine. King's wine has been aged in a cask, put away, aging and creating more flavor. And drinking an Old Milwaukee in a can too. She said Old Milwaukee in a can. That's even worse.
That's bad.
That's even worse.
That's the bottom of the barrel.
Or the Four Locos.
Yeah.
The Four Locos, horrible, bro. Horrible. Crazy Horse, all that crap. That's all trash. Mickey's? Oh my goodness. It's all trash. But look what a little bit of skill does. He says the king gives you his wine, gives you his table. Read on.
And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat and of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years.
It says they ate like a king for how long?
3 years.
How did they get to that position? They did their homework. That's how they got to that position. They did their homework. They acquired some type of skill through the law. They obtained some type of skill through diligence. Just a little bit of discipline, a little bit of diligence, a little bit of commitment, and before you know it, they're eating like a king for 3 years straight. It don't take that long. Changes everything. Read on.
That at the end thereof they might stand before the king.
It says they were groomed in the finest of everything so that they can have the dexterity and the intellect of mind and to be appropriate to be around the king and not look like, you know how you look, you know how you go to an event and you know you really don't belong there?
Oh,
And it's a black tie affair and you got on some jeans
yeah.
and everybody's looking at you like, who brought this guy in here? Who brought this guy in here?
Yeah.
What is he doing here? But I'm only using that as an analogy to say when you know you're somewhere but you're not qualified to be there, and that feeling that you get from not being qualified or dressed appropriately, or you don't know anybody, or you around billionaires and you can't hold a conversation, and they ask you, what do you do for a living?
Oh man.
I do service. I do God's work. No confidence. You know, I'm only using this for analogy, but a lot of times we know when we haven't put the work in, and sometimes the moment declares it.
Oh yeah.
Right.
The moment declares it, and you get embarrassed when you know you didn't put the work in. Or when somebody's coming to you with a problem, and you have a strong desire to help them, but you can't remember no verses.
You have the tools.
And you're like, damn, we just went over this. We just had this in class. And you know you had the perfect medicine to give this person with the perfect verses. And ain't nothing coming to your mind. Like, damn. Hold on, one second. Whoa, wait a minute, brother. Hold on, man. I got something for you. Hold on, check this out. Read this for me. Right? Oh, no, that ain't it. Hold on, man. Hold on.
You gotta make a phone call.
Let me make a phone call. Hey, bro, you know what this verse is? You know, and you got a perfect opportunity to change somebody's life, but you're not ready. You don't have it in you. And that person just progressively is going downhill, gets worse. And you had an opportunity to change their life. And the Most High put you in that position to show you that you wasn't ready. That you squandered the opportunity. So these men, because they didn't waste no time, they were already diligent men. They already had a ready mind. They were already about acquiring skill and wisdom and understanding. So when the time came, they were handpicked and selected to be brought up around the king. Because what they did behind closed doors eventually manifested itself to a high position. What they did when nobody was looking revealed itself later when the time came and the need was there. Because what do we do behind closed doors? Are we really ready scribes? Are we really ready-minded and ready writers behind closed doors? Time will tell. Because when it's time to demonstrate it, I don't have nothing to show for. Or, man get a rib and didn't take the brother's house is the first step to running a house. We tell men this all the time. The first step to running a household on your own and having a rib and children, the best men that can operate and function a household were also the best leaders of the brother's house. Because it takes the same skill to maintain a household that it does to run a brother's house. It's almost like the brother's house is practice for your own particular circumstance. It's practice. I learned that from a war. War always told us coming in that if you learn how to run a brother's house, it will transition over to running your own house. When you become mature and responsible over men, then it's nothing to be responsible and mature over women and children. So if you don't take the brother's house experience serious, you're going to be flat-footed when you get your own house. You're going to be flat-footed without understanding when it comes to your own situation. You're not going to have the tools needed to maintain it. Because you didn't take the opportunity that was already given to you serious. The war taught us that when I first came in the truth. That stuck with me. So damn, you know what? You better get in on this work. Because the same maintenance, the same level of counseling, the same level of oversight, the same level of management, supervisory skills, whether it be cleaning, whether it be paying bills, whether it be counseling or teaching a class, all those things were practiced at the brother's house. By the time you get the house with the wifey and the kids, you should already have obtained acquired these certain skills where it's just an easy transition. I'm doing the same thing that I was doing at the brother's house. I was doing this. I'm doing the same thing that it took when I was in this young position. Now the Most High giving me more responsibility, and I just transition that ability right over into my own house, my own crew. And then when you see men that took this opportunity serious in that realm, you watch their houses flourish and bloom. You watch their houses function properly with less chaos, with minimal chaos. Because of what they were doing when they had the mediocre position. And being at the brother's house or being over men is not a mediocre position, but it is practice. But there's a learning curve involved that helps you become better when it comes to maintaining your own. And all we're reading here is we're watching these young men from Israel be brought into Babylon in captivity, but because what they did when nobody was looking, they didn't stay in captivity. Because what they did when nobody was looking, they didn't stay in slavery. They weren't in the field. They weren't field slaves. They were appointed elevated positions because of what they were already doing when nobody was watching. Read on.
And of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king. Now, among these were of the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah.
So, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and Daniel were these three men who had acquired a certain skill, a particular skill set, and obtained wisdom, so that they were requested, even in slavery, to be put right amongst the king's quarters. It just shows you what a little diligence can do, what a little initiative can do. Let that go, and let's go to
Couple on the same point.
Khan, what you got?
Acts 6.
Go ahead, that's fine.
Give me Acts 6 and verse 3. And we'll jump into that. It's on the same point. It's when we look at the story of the new church, of Peter's new church, and they're running into similar delegation issues. Who's going to be the next guy? Who's going to be the people that we can trust to help elevate this program as we handle our business on the ministry side? Give me that in verse 3 real quick.
God, Acts chapter 6, verse 3. Wherefore, brethren, look ye out among you 7 men of honest report.
What was happening is the work was getting too much for just those men, the leaders, to handle by themselves. So they were giving the congregation the option to, or the power to find amongst you 7 men that you want to be governed by. While we handle our ministry on this side, find 7 of honest report. Read.
Fully of the Holy Spirit.
Full of the Holy Spirit. That can go into the zeal. They don't need to be pushed. They're already self-motivated to accomplish, to grow, to acquire these skills. Read.
Full of the Holy Spirit and wisdom.
And they have the wisdom and the skill to back it up. They have the dedication and the skill that they were already putting in before we elected them as the next leaders, the next ministers. Read on.
Whom we may appoint over this business.
Because someone's got to take the charge. Someone's got to be, or someone has to step up and fill in the roles that are vacant. Fill in the obvious gaps in the church, in the congregation. There's many roles. People can take many different roles in the church. You elect 7 that you want to be governed by. Give me verse 5.
God, verse 5. And the saying pleased the whole multitude. And they chose Stephen, a man full of faith and of the Holy Spirit.
So Stephen, a man full of the faith, full of his own desire or own zeal to serve the Most High. Read on.
And Philip, and Prochorus, and Nicanor, and Timon, and Parmenas, and Nicholas, a proselyte of Antioch,
Read on.
whom they set before the apostles. And when they had prayed, they laid their hands on them.
So now the elders invested in these individuals, trained them up to think and operate in the way that they would think and operate. But what happened after these individuals were elected? The training, or rather the retraining, was to get them to think like the elders. But what was the benefit to the entire congregation when they were put forth as leaders? Read on.
Verse 7, the word of the Most High increased.
The what?
And the word of the Most High increased.
Just like that. We think of a role of a leader as something, you know what? A brother's house. I'm just a leader of a brother's house. Or I'm just a leader of a truck. Or I'm a leader of the moves.
Or I got to maintain this one truck. I've been given responsibility over this truck.
Con.
And that's not good enough.
You know what's crazy? That one truck, that one route could be the reason why we have another business after that. What if your one route and the service and the leadership you had, the Most High blessed that route so we came across somebody else to help us in a larger capacity? What we're talking about is big picture. What is my leadership producing? When I run a move, is my leadership producing harmony, skill? Is my skill to teach and re-inspire the men around me, helping push forward the spirit of the entire business? So we're getting blessed in other arenas that we weren't expecting. This is what the impact these individuals were having. It wasn't just about, because when we read the story, they were chosen to minister to the women, to the congregation. Just give some bread. We need 7 men that are honest report, that are skilled, that are responsible to give some bread to these people, to feed the individuals that didn't get fed. Because we got to focus on teaching. Anyone from you're going to be handing out plates to now you're increasing the word of Christ. Your impact was more than the delegation
Or the duty.
or the occupation you were given. Because you chose to make it more than that.
It was bigger than that.
It was bigger than that.
We could look at it as I'm just a plate server.
God.
Or, yes, sir.
And that's when it becomes more than just a service. It becomes an experience for
Okay.
other people.
You know what I love about this story? Is because the people chose them. The people pushed them forward. These individuals are the ones you want to be your second hands. And you see the direct effect. Not only did the word increase, read on.
And the number of the disciples multiplied.
Now you've got individuals you can trust that are also recruiters. Because their example is follow-worthy. Their example is inspiring. Who they are outside of just being plate servers is something noteworthy. It's leadership quality. It makes the truth real. Okay, these individuals really believe in this process. Not just the elders. There's this under theme that only the elders are serving God. Or there was a post, I'm not going to say who it was, but there was a post saying only the same elders been teaching Christ since, 2005 or whatever. So the same 3 guys. Our job as individuals, and I'm not even talking about the actual elders anymore, our job as new leaders, can I be the inspiration for a new student to want to see Christ and believe in Christ outside of just the elders? Can we be the example to show this actually works? And it wasn't just 3 men who gave their life up 30 years ago. The program actually is worth giving myself to. The program, the information is actually worth dedicating my life to. There's a truth to this. This is what these 7 individuals represented. And this is why the word increased so fast. It's no longer, this is Peter's words. This is John's words. This is Paul's words. No, Stephen also believes. Philip also believes. Can you be that new leader to make somebody else inspired to follow this? Can you finish that off?
God, the number of the disciples multiplied in Jerusalem greatly, and a great company of the priests were obedient to the faith.
That's all I want from that.
Now, Great scripture. Now, why is this so important? Go to Luke chapter 16, verse 10. Go to Luke chapter 16, verse 10. Why is it so important that we take initiative and strive to be supervisors, managers, overseers of the Most High's flock, feeding the flock, being responsible individuals that aren't money hungry, but have a willing mind, ready to get busy and ready to go to work with no apprehension. Why is that important?
Luke chapter 16 and verse 10. He that is faithful in that which is least.
For example, if you've been given keys to a truck, and brothers say, "Hey, brother, this is your truck. Your job for this truck is to maintain it, keep it clean, organize it, keep it maintenance." Or you've been given a vehicle. Here, brother, this is a vehicle that you can take yourself around. It's your responsibility. Here you go. Here's the keys to this vehicle. Maintain it, keep it working, take care of it, troubleshoot it, monitor it, enhance it. If you've been given the least things, or here, brother, here, this is your room in the brother's house. Keep your room clean. Let's keep your room organized. Or brother, this is an opportunity. This duty, you're over dishes. Your job is the dishes. Your job is the bathroom. Or your job is the kitchen. Your job is trash. What the Most High understands about us, it doesn't matter what the job is in particular. What the Most High is measuring is, how do you look at the job? Doesn't matter how minimized or minimal the job may seem, or unimportant it may seem. How do you view the little that you've been given? If you've been given the bathroom, is the bathroom spotless?
Yeah or nay?
If you've been given the dishes, are all the dishes cleaned? If you've been given the trash, is the trash full? It's not about what you've been given. It's about the mentality that you have while it's in your possession. And what the Most High is studying, what the Most High is looking at is responsibility. Read on.
He that is faithful in that which is least.
It said, but the Most High knows that if you won't maintain the smallest obligation, read on.
Is faithful also in much.
He knows that if you're faithful in the least, in the small things, you will also be trustworthy to be given bigger things. Like what Elisha just pulled in Acts chapter 6. These men were already faithful men. They were already responsible men. And that's why it wasn't a hard choice when it was time to fill a space and fill a gap. Who do we have available to put in this position? Because we need some men to be responsible over this service. Well, this is not a hard choice. These men are already responsible. This is not a hard selection. These men are already well favored. These men are already skillful. Let's go ahead and take these men that have been working on themselves, taking the initiative, being responsible, and let's throw them in this position. Let's give them this obligation. Let's give them this duty because they're trustworthy. Read on.
It says, and he that is unjust in the least is unjust also in much.
But if I'm unjust and unfaithful in just the small duties that the Most High gives me, why would the Most High give me bigger and better blessings? Why would the Most High give me a bigger and better position? If I don't even maximize the position that I'm already given, why give me a greater position? Why give the men that struggle with instruction more rank and authority?
That's great.
Why give men that struggle with responsibility and punctuality more duties and jobs? Why give men that struggle with studying and taking notes more teaching time? It don't work like that. Or just because you want something so bad, you should get it. Or am I being responsible for the little that I do have, so I can use that little niche of responsibility and use that as a measuring stick to determine if I deserve a bigger blessing or bigger reward? Read on.
I got this too.
Okay.
And I do the duty with the right mentality.
Come.
Because there are spirits that will do a duty, and then they'll be secretly grudging in the mind. And that kind of kills the whole, like you went to the beginning of the class,
The purpose of it.
giving the Lord a sacrifice, but it represents your mind as you give the sacrifice.
Right.
I gave you what you asked for. I played the technical game. Because this one will be technical. And they will give you technically what you asked for. But they'll be out the spirit at the same exact time.
Very much so. Because their mind frame is not right while they do it. Read on.
It says, if therefore ye have not been faithful in the unrighteous mammon.
If you don't even know how to pay your own bills and maintain your own finances, why would the Most High make you responsible for all the finances of a church? If you mismanage and mishandle what you've been given, why would the Most High give you a greater position to fumble the bag even bigger? To make bigger mistakes? So the Most High uses small incremental positions of responsibility to measure whether you're worthy of bigger and better blessings. How do you look at the little He gives you will determine ultimately whether He blesses you with more. But if you despise doing the homework, you despise the small things, studying, why would the Most High put you in a position where you have to counsel people, solve people's problems? You won't even solve your own problems. Read on.
It says, who will commit to your trust the true riches?
It says, who will commit to your what?
Your trust.
Now what he's saying is, if you're already irresponsible for the position that you already have, the Most High said He don't what?
Trust you.
He don't trust you. That's why it's important to switch gears. If I want to be a leader, I have to earn the Most High's trust. What that means is I have to change the outlook of what I've been given as a job for the Lord. And I should be looking at what more can I do for the Lord? What more of a benefit can I be to the body of Christ? It's about trust. And if I have enough zeal and enough care, it only takes initiative and care. It don't take no money to do this job. It just takes a willing mind to want to help to feed the body of Christ. That's all it takes. If I can put forth that effort, then the Most High will trust me with bigger and greater things. Bigger and better rewards. Read on.
And if ye have not been faithful in that which is another man's.
It says, and if you have not been faithful in that which is another man's. Read.
Can I make a point on that?
Yeah.
Because people operate like, well, this is your position. This is you're getting the benefit of this.
They could say that.
People say, well, you know what? Why am I going to give myself so I benefit somebody else and I get nothing out of it? That's the real conversation.
All my name's not attached to this.
Yeah.
I don't get the glory. I don't get the pat on the back. I don't get the hallelujah. I don't get seen. I do unseen work. I do thankless work. Why would I involve myself and benefit another man? So another man gets the glory, but I put a lot of effort in, and my name was not mentioned.
Right.
Scripture right here just said what? What's the last fragment?
It says, and if ye have not been faithful in that which is another man's.
It's not right there. Most High is giving you opportunity to learn the spirit from a man who's already competent and successful and wise in that spirit. You get to shadow that man's thoughts and shadow that man's mind and learn his tenets and learn his cares and learn his passion so you can have that position. But instead of thinking that way, we think about, I'm not getting a thank you. I'm not getting a benefit.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a glory. I'm not getting a thawada.
I'm not getting no shine.
I'm not getting no shine from this. So why am I going to help you? That's stupid. That's what those spirits say.
Yeah, and a lot of times the ego doesn't get stroked, and a lot of people want their ego stroked when they do things.
Huh.
And what the Lord is looking at is minus what you think you deserve or you think you're worth, your value, your worth. Are you responsible what the Most High gives you? Because that will determine whether He says, "Okay, I got something else better for you." And a bigger reward is just more responsibility. That's all it is. Because blessings come with what? persecutions. It's just more work. But if you've already been showing the Most High that I'm comfortable in exhausting myself for the work that you already give me, then that shows the Most High, okay, you're ready for something else. Now I'm gonna mix something else up for you, just because you've already been faithful over here. Now I got something better for you. I got more leadership for you. I got more responsibility for you. I got more sheep for you to look after. Read on.
It says, and if ye have not been faithful in that which is another man.
Because these sheep belong to Christ. But if you have not been faithful with the sheep that Christ has given you already, which is the brothers and sisters that are around you, read on.
Who shall give you that which is your own?
Then why would the Most High give you a husband? You don't even get along with the sisters around you. Why would the Most High give you a husband, a loving husband, and some loving children? What is it about? Trust. Responsibility. Why would the Most High bless a man with a rib that follows his mind? Because you know what the Most High determine bigger rewards off of? How do you look at your responsibilities? How do you look at your duties? How do you look at the little job the Most High has given to you? Do you maximize this position to the best of your ability? Are you a ready writer? Are you a ready scribe? Or do you do the work with a ready mind? It's the mind frame behind the work of the Lord that determines what you get out of it. But the Most High is not into giving people something that they won't even be responsible for when all they had to do is manage things on a small level. He gave us manageable responsibilities that we sometimes don't want to keep up, which proves that to the Most High that we're unfaithful. With that, let's go back to 1 Peter chapter 5 and let's read verse 3.
First Peter chapter 5, verse 3. Neither as being Lord.
It says also when you do this job, you're not doing this job because you're a control freak. Because some people wish to gain rank and authority because they can't wait to be able to dictate other people like they've been dictated. I can't wait to point fingers and tell people what to do, just like people had the power over me to tell me what to do. Wait till I get in my position. Wait till I get that ruler, that finger to say, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. Some men will do it as a lord, and that lordship is merciless. There's no mercy in it. I can't wait to have power over somebody. You know what you're not going to have? Like Christ told the Pharisees. It says, you tithe mint and cumin, but you ignore the weightier matters, like mercy and compassion. You want leadership, but you ain't got no compassion. Most High don't want no merciless leaders. A merciless leader is a tyrant. He don't want tyrants as leaders. So when it comes to being a shepherd of the Most High's flock, you can't have a tyrannical mind frame. You better do what I tell you to do. You better do it. He said, neither be as what?
It says, neither as being lords over the Most High's heritage.
Do you know my rank? Do you know my position? You see what's on my vest? See that color patch? That means you do, I say. You go, I direct. Brother, the Most High don't want that's not the kind of leadership he wants. Somebody that's going to use a position to stroke their commanding ego. Just to have flexibility, just flexing on people. Flexing on people just because they got the ability to tell people do this and do that. But not really care about them. Not really love them. Just control. What you got?
It's a funny story, man. This had to do with we're at the old G house, and we were all there for something. We were there to do some sort of work, and so we were all out in front of the yard, and nobody could get in the house, but Mike had the key, and somebody gave Mike the authority. Hey, Mike, take control, open up the door, this and that. He said, "What? I'm in control?" He said, "I want everybody up against that wall, in front of the house wall. I want everybody upside that wall. And I want you to march in slowly, and when you go in, don't touch nothing. Go in." I started laughing, but I thought that was funny. Yeah, that's how.
The question is, was he serious? Or was he joking?
Nah, he was joking.
He was joking.
But he
Okay.
was going, he was being exaggerated.
He exaggerated, but
Because that's how he get done.
but you know what? That's how he envisions authority and control in his mind.
And that was the
But
first thing he
it's
said.
funny because there's a little truth to it.
Yeah.
That's why it's funny.
I want everybody up against the wall.
Come in like this,
In a line.
march into the house.
Yeah.
You know, it's some men that got hidden agendas when it comes to authority and power.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I thought that was funny. So funny.
you know when you're in the world, you see men like managers and supervisors.
Yeah.
They like to have the ability to have free range access to the young employees. Y'all see it on the jobs in the world.
Yeah.
The manager get to take the little youngsters in the office and flirt a little bit in the office until you get back to work. Hey, get back to work. Get out of here. We're talking. Y'all see, you can see it in the world. Like, man, you're using this position for your lust. You're not using this position appropriately. The hidden things of people start to come out when they get authority. What are you using this position for?
I've seen some crazy things.
So, but this is what the Most High is doing. He's showing how it takes the right mentality to be a leader.
I gotta read this right quick. It's a little quick article. It says the 13th step at AA, NA, or other 12-step recovery programs. So these programs are 12-step programs. There's 12 steps to recovery. They call this the 13th step. It says in 12-step programs, AA or NA, 13th stepping describes the inappropriate behavior where an established member pursues romantic or sensual relationships with newcomers, exploiting their vulnerability and potentially jeopardizing their recovery.
So they're using it. They're using the stability for what?
For their own personal grounds to live off the land, quote unquote, and get their resources.
Yeah.
Their essential resources.
And so that's some people might say, well, that's the benefit of being a manager.
Yeah, it's good to be king.
It's good to be king, right?
They say,
But the Most High is like, no, that's not what a manager is. Read that again.
Come, 1 Peter 5.
It's a widespread issue.
Yeah.
Says, neither as being lords over the Most High's heritage, but being ensampled.
It says, but being what?
Ensampled.
It says, an ensample is a model for imitation. Write that down. An ensample is a model for imitation. That means that what I do is I want to operate at such a high standard that I want people to follow this standard. That's a trip. That's a trip what you just read, man. That's a trip.
People go to 12-step programs to, I gotta stop drinking, I gotta stop drugging, I gotta stop whatever compulsive behavior that I'm a slave to. And they come in, and normally they get helped out,
Right.
but someone is a 13-stepper.
The 13th stepper is like, look at all these vulnerable people
Yeah.
that I can manipulate because they're already weak to their flesh, and I can use this to my benefit.
I know exactly how to play this.
Right. That's almost pimpery, man.
Yeah.
You know, I could exploit the fractured minds that are in front of me and around me. Say it again. Yeah, I get the trauma bond. Trump used to do that when he was used to manage the
America's Most Beautiful.
beauty pageants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a joke that the girls that were kind of not all there mentally, the young girls that would apply to these model shows, the ones that weren't mentally there, he would say these crazy ones are good partners, so to speak.
Oh, this guy.
They're great for being a lust partner.
That's horrible.
In other words, I'm not going to say what he said, but you get the point. So he would utilize the fragility, these homeless women, these runaways, these unstable souls that try out for these beauty pageants. He would manipulate that for, certain personal benefits and lust. So he said, "Be not lords over the what?" Because you got a lot of men that try to get rank because they see rank as a ticket and access to having women. I remember we was in the old school off of St. James on the east side, and it was a bunch of sisters. We didn't have no curtains on the window, so the liquor store was right next to the school, and we had no curtains.
Yeah.
So in class, people going to the liquor store could see right through the window in class and see brothers in the classroom, class going on, and they see sisters in the back with their head wrapped and with their heads covered, quiet and in order. And the dude knocked on the door, interrupted the whole class. He banged on the door, interrupted the whole class. We say, "Yeah, brother, what's going on? You trying to come in and have a seat and sit down for class?" He said, "No." He said, "No." He said, "I want to know, how'd y'all get all them women in order?" That's what I want to know. His whole mind was about what? Women's.
Yeah.
How did you get all those women in order? That's what I want to know.
That was just filthy lucre.
I don't want to know about the scriptures. I don't want to know about the Bible. I don't want to know about the class. How'd you get them women's in order? That's what. But would you want a guy like that as a leader? No, man. Because the Bible goes out the window. So, what are the requirements? He said what in verse 3?
Neither as being lords over the Most High's heritage.
So it ain't about being an overlord, suppressing people, extracting from people, or having people subservient to you, or being a lord over them. You're actually a servant to them. And Christ explains this. Let's go to Mark chapter 10, verse 35. And Christ explains this perfectly in Mark chapter 10, verse 35. Let's read that.
Come. Mark chapter 10 and verse 25 reads.
35. 35?
35.
Yeah, Mark chapter 10, verse 35.
Yeah.
Come. Mark chapter 10 and verse 35 reads. And James and John, the sons of Zebedee, come unto him, saying, Master, we would that thou shouldest do for us whatsoever we should desire.
So James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came to Christ and said, Master, we have a request from you, and we want you to grant this request. Can you please grant this request? Go ahead.
And he said unto them, What will ye that I should do for you?
What do you want from me, James and John, these sons of Zebedee? What is it that you're asking me? Read on.
They said unto him, Grant unto us that we may sit, one on thy right hand, and on the other on thy left hand,
He said,
in thy glory.
He says, in the kingdom, put our seats opposite of you. One on one side, James want to be on one side, and John want to be on the other side in the kingdom. We want to be co-rulers, man. We want to sit next to your throne on both sides. We want to straddle your throne in the kingdom. What are they requesting?
It's glory.
Glory, man. Man, they're shooting. They're shooting high, man. They got a heck of a zeal, man.
Man.
So you want to in the kingdom, you want to straddle the throne and have Christ on one side, and John on one side, James on the other, and Christ in the middle. Man, that's asking for a lot. Even Christ had to come back and say, "What? Read."
Verse 38. But Yahushua said unto them, Ye know not what ye ask.
Man, you don't know what you asking for.
Yeah.
You don't even know. I'm gonna let you believe that position is easy for the taking. That ability to sit on a throne in the kingdom is easily gotten. You're not sure that to have that kind of glory and that kind of influence and power, you don't know what you're asking for. Read on.
Can ye drink of the cup that I drink of, and be baptized with the same baptism that I am baptized with?
Christ said, do you know what I got to go through just for me to get back on the throne that was already mine? Remember, Christ was already on the right-hand side of the Father. He had to sacrifice himself willingly to get back to his original place, that where he was already at. That he already had. They already had his name on it. But to open up 2 new slots, 2 new chairs next to the throne, he said, can you drink this cup that I got to drink? Can you be baptized with the baptism that I'm baptized with? Read on.
Verse 39. And they said unto him, we can.
They said what?
We can.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
That's a bold statement because what you're requesting, you have no idea what it takes. You have no idea. You're naive to what it takes to sit on a throne in the kingdom, to have power in the kingdom, to have influence in the kingdom. They said, Lord, we can. Read on.
And Yahushua said unto them, ye shall indeed drink of the cup.
Okay, he said, you know what?
Here you go.
You are gonna drink this. You gonna drink of this cup, all right?
Man.
Go to Acts chapter 12, verse 1 real quick. Hold that. Go to Acts chapter 12, verse 1.
Acts chapter 12 and verse 1.
Read that.
Now about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church.
Go ahead.
And he killed James.
And what happened with James?
And he killed James.
So Herod the Edomite got the opportunity just to piss off the church. He came at the members of the church and put James to death. The same James, brother of John, that was requesting to sit on the throne on each side of Christ. He got put to death by an Edomite. Read on.
And he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword.
And he stabbed him with a sword, gutted him. So did he taste of that cup?
Yeah.
He did get to taste that cup. You don't know what you're asking for. A lot of people want power and they want authority, but they're naive to the sacrifices. They want power, they want authority, but they're naive to what the suffering that it takes to have authority or what leadership looks like. He did get to taste it. Christ knew he was going to taste it. That's why he told him, yeah, you're going to taste it, all right. You took a blade right to the stomach or the chest or whatever. You got sliced and diced. Read on.
Yes.
That's it, right? Verse 2.
Come.
So go back to where we're at in Mark, where he told him, you are going to taste it.
Okay. Mark chapter 10, verse 39 reads, and they said unto him, we can. And Yahushua said unto them, ye shall indeed drink of the cup that I drink of, and with the baptism that I am baptized, withal shall ye be baptized.
And John spent his life out in prison. Nobody really knows what happened to John, but he was on the island of Patmos, giving revelation. That's where revelations came from.
He was boiled. He was boiled in hot oil.
They say that came around the 3rd century, but we don't know if that's 100% fact. That's just stories that was told that was about 150 years after they was put to death. So I know that we say they was boiled in oil. He was boiled in oil and he survived. And they say that according to that
Superstition?
uh,
The Romans?
the church, the early church put that out there. They said also as he was boiling in oil, he was still preaching. While he was boiling in the oil, he kept preaching in the midst of it. While he was cooking, is what some stories say. To still be preaching while you're cooking. So Christ said, yeah, you're gonna get some of this work. You're gonna get this work. You're gonna taste it. Because some of us are naive to what it means to have authority, to have power. We're naive to it. We want it. Don't know what it takes to get it. Read on.
Come.
Or don't know what it comes with. It don't take a lot to get it. You just take initiative. But it comes with some suffering. Read on.
Verse 40. But to sit on my right hand and on my left hand is not mine to give.
He said, but I can't give you that seat on my left and my right. I can't give you that. Read on.
But it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared.
Go ahead.
And when the 10 heard it,
And when the other 10 disciples heard James and John want the highest position in the kingdom, read on.
they began to be much displeased with James and John.
So what's happening at this point? Men are doing what's happening with men when they hear about men that want a greater position?
Jealousy.
Jealousy.
Jealousy and envy.
Jealousy, envy, and a struggle for superiority. It's a struggle for superiority. Men don't like to see it. Having another man over me.
Is that also like an exposure of insecurities?
It does. It is. It does make a person insecure. Why you want to be the top dog? Why you want to be on top? But it just exposed what's in them. They rank tripping. Because some men see authority and they start rank tripping. Who made you over me? Who put you over me? Who made you the boss of me? It's already starting a contention between the disciples. Well, I ain't gonna let him be greater than me. He ain't gonna be greater than me. People, this is a person's pride talking. This is pride talking. Read on.
Come, verse 42. But Yahushua called them to him and said unto them, ye know that they which are accounted to rule over the Gentiles exercise lordship over them.
He says, don't you understand that the Gentiles are the ones that exercise lordship? The Gentiles like to have dominion, power, and control over people. The Gentiles fiend for power and to put people in subjection and to have minions under them. What you're asking, what y'all struggling for is a Gentile mentality. You want power for the wrong reason because it goes with your pride, because it strokes your ego. You want it for the wrong reason. You have a Gentile state of mind when it comes to looking at authority. Read on.
Ye know that they which are accounted to rule over the Gentiles exercise lordship over them.
Go ahead.
And their great ones exercise authority upon them.
He says you look at the position wrong. You look at leadership like authority, and that's all you care about is having power over somebody. Well, that's the wrong way to look at authority. That's the wrong way to look at leadership. It's not about flexing on people because you've been granted power and authority to tell people what to do, to boss people around. That's not what leadership is about. That's a Gentile mentality.
Yeah.
But some men have this in them. Read on.
Verse 43. But so shall it not be among you, but whosoever will be great
He said,
among
but
you.
this mentality shouldn't be with us. Not the disciples of Christ. I'm not having authority or rank just to be able to have power over people. That's not what the purpose of the position is for. Read on.
Shall be your minister.
He says, but the what?
It says, but whosoever will be great among you
It says,
shall be your minister.
but if you want to look at rank, the right way, the spiritual way, the appropriate way to look at authority and rank and the obtaining of it, I want to be a greater in rank so I can have the ability to do more work, so I can do more service. I can become a better servant to the body. That's what I want this position for. Not to control, dictate, and alter other people's lives, but to have a position where I can make a difference in service. I can minister to more people. Read on.
And whosoever of you will be the chiefest shall be servant of all.
And the greatest ranking man is actually what?
Chiefest of all.
Is the greatest servant of all. The highest ranking man in the spirit or highest ranking individual should also be the greatest servant. Not the greatest in authority. just because they like power. Read on.
Shall be servant of all. For even the Son of Man came not to be ministered
He says,
unto,
even the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto. Read on.
but to minister.
Christ said his whole purpose of coming to serve us on earth, the children of Israel, was not to be served in a position of power, but to what?
But to minister.
The word minister means to serve. I come in this truth to be a better servant. Con. Brother said folks imitating the enemy without even knowing it. Con. They do. Real leadership is about servitude. Real leadership is about putting yourself last so other people could be first. Read on.
And to give his life a ransom for many.
So who wants to be a leader for those purposes? So I can make myself available so that I can be spread around and be a ransom, an appropriate sacrifice to help save other people. And even an appropriate exchange for other people's life. I exchange my life for theirs. That's the right mentality when it comes to being a ranking person or to having a shepherd-like or management-like or supervisory position. It's about doing more work. A lot of people want the position so they can evade the work.
Yeah.
So I can control my output. So I can tell people when am I going to come in and when I'm not going to come in. What I can do and not do. When I can control my particular effort. I want to be able to control my particular output and input. When the real mentality of leadership is about how many people can I help with the position that I have. And if I get a greater position, can I help more people? Are we geared that way? 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 3. Actually, verse 4.
First Peter chapter 5 verse. Is that you want me out there? You want me to read it?
Go ahead.
First Peter chapter 5 verse 4. And when the chief shepherd shall appear,
It says, when the chief shepherd shall appear, when Christ shall appear, read on.
ye shall receive a crown of glory.
So do you get the benefits of being a leader here and now? No. When do you get rewarded for your ability or desire or zeal to take the oversight of the Most High's flock to feed them? When do you get the benefits?
When the chief shepherd shall appear.
So should I be looking for something in return right now? No. That means that doing the work as far as a leader for a body or over the Most High's flock means I understand that I'm not getting paid nothing now. I'm okay with that. I'm okay understanding that the benefits of my job will come when Christ returns. Can you be okay with that? Can you be okay with not anticipating something in return or getting something, not getting your palms greased out of servitude? Or I have to see something in return for me in order for me to do this work. My work and effort is contingent upon my pay. You have to be okay with knowing that it might, you don't know, nobody knows when Christ's going to return. But I got to be okay with knowing that when he does, he'll give me what he feels like my service was worth. Leaders understand that. So for anybody that's desiring, trying to fight for, or striving for, or trying to obtain a leadership position, you have to check these boxes. You have to steer your mind in the right direction. If you desire to commit more to the church, just go in it with this mentality. That's why the class is called a pocket manual for gaining a leadership position. You gotta equip your mind with these verses, with these strategies, so that as you're doing this work, you don't get weary and well doing. You don't grow tired because you know what? I may not get rewarded. I may not get no glory. I may not get a thank you. I may not get no praise. I may not get no appreciation, a pat on the back. But when Christ come back, he gonna look out for me. He's witnessing. He's a witness to all my efforts and sacrifices. That's what Christ understands that we don't. Let's go to Psalms chapter 105, verse 17.
Psalms 105 and 17. He sent a man before them.
He said what?
He sent a man before them.
He says he sent a man before them, right? So who was the man that the Most High had prepared to go before the children of Israel? He said he sent a man before them, right? Read on. To be a leader of the people. Who did the Most High set up to be a leader in front of the children of Israel? Read.
Even Joseph.
He says, so Joseph, he says, was sent before the children of Israel. And Joseph started off where?
Who was sold for a servant.
What was Joseph's job in the beginning of his commission?
Slave.
Was sold for a servant.
This is a man that had his initiation of the Lord and his commission and coming out party of what life is going to be like serving God and what it takes to be a leader. You're going to start off where?
As a servant.
He said he was sold as a servant. This man was a slave. A leader that started off as a what?
Servant.
As a slave, as a servant. That's how the Most High prescribed Joseph's leadership. The ending of a thing is better than what? Than the beginning thereof. Right? So, even though Joseph was purposed and intended to go before the children of Israel as a leader, it didn't change what the Most High was doing with him. He had to start where? At the bottom. He said what?
Says, who was sold for a servant, whose feet they hurt with fetters.
It says, did we ever read that Joseph's feet was in pain? That he was in shackles and irons? Fetters are cuffs, feet and hands. Did we ever realize that he was 17? In today's time, that's a minor. He was a minor in prison. At 17, with grown man handcuffs on him. He said he was what?
Says, whose feet they hurt with fetters. He was laid in iron.
He said he was laid in what?
Iron.
This man was already chained. He was chained up at 17 as a minor. That's your leader. That's who's going to go before you. But where is he starting from? Give me Genesis chapter 40 and read verse 15.
God.
Genesis chapter 40 and verse 15 reads. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
For indeed I was stolen away out of the land of the Hebrews.
He said, for indeed I was what?
I was stolen away out of the land of the Hebrews.
He said, I was stolen away out of the land of the Hebrews, picked up out the ditch, out of the pit by some Ishmaelites, sold to some Egyptians at 17 years old. This is Joseph giving his story. Read on.
And here also have I done nothing that they should put me into the dungeon.
It says, and I haven't deserved, even up until this day, since I've been in Egypt this whole time, I didn't deserve to be put where?
In the dungeon.
So where was he in shackles at?
In the dungeon.
Where was he in iron at?
In the dungeon.
This young child, youth, young man, had his beginning in an undeserving prison, at the bottom of it, shackled down to the floor of it. How much lower can you get? How much lower can you go? And how long was he there?
Years.
He was there for 13 years. He was there for 13 years. This man did a 13-year sentence, shackled to the floor in a dungeon. Do you know how much that plays on your mind? Do you know what that does to your psyche when you can't see the sun? It's a miracle he didn't lose it. Most people start talking to themselves just to try to retain sanity. They have to create characters. They have to create stories. They have to replay things in their mind just to stay sane. He said his feet was hurting. His arms were hurting. Then he was laying on the ground, ironed up, chain gang, for 13 years straight, starting at 17. And he didn't deserve to be there. He hurt nobody.
Yes, he grew up in jail.
You could say he spent his, some people say my best years.
Yeah.
My strongest years, my most active years. My best years I spent chained to a floor in a dungeon. My prime, the prime of my strength.
Yeah.
In chains.
And more than likely, much worse.
First of all, we already know what them Egyptians like.
Yeah.
They effeminate.
Mm-hmm.
The Hamites, huh?
Yeah. But think about where this man, the Most High said, yeah, I got a leader for you. I'm going to send him before you. But what is the condition that this leader's living in?
In a dungeon.
He's where?
Into the dungeon.
Go ahead.
When the chief baker saw that the interpretation was good, he said unto Joseph, I also was in my dream. And behold,
Stop. The baker said, I'm going to come back and get you when I come up. When I get out of here, I'm going to come back and get you.
Yeah.
I forgot about him.
And he forgot about him.
Damn.
The guy that he helped give a vision to said, hey, man, when I get out, I'm going to send you some commissary. I'm going to send you a package. I'm going to send you a kite. Whatever jail talk they want to use, prison talk, I've got you when I get out. I'm going to look out for you. I'm going to take care of you. And for his benefits, while being in prison, he still didn't get rewarded. And he was left behind in the dungeon.
Hopeless. That's a hopeless situation.
But this is a leader, though. This is the Most High prepping a leader. This is what the Most High is doing to prepare a leader to go before the children of Israel. That don't mean leadership starts at the top. Leadership starts at the bottom. That's what Christ was teaching his disciples in Mark chapter 10. Leadership starts at the bottom, not the top. Let that go in Genesis. Go back to Psalms.
Psalms 105 and 18. Whose feet they hurt with fetters. He was laid in iron.
He was what?
Laid in iron.
He was laid in iron. My goodness. My goodness. Say he was laid in iron, bro. Man. Read.
Until the time that his word came.
It says, until the time that his word came, where the Most High was still working through Joseph. And Joseph's name, his diligence, and his ability made a name for himself. Until he was recalled out of prison for his ability, for his particular skill. He was remembered out of prison for a skill set. And the Most High was working with him with. And said until the word came, his word came, meaning the Most High started using him. Once the Most High started using him, read on.
The word of the Lord tried him.
It says, but the whole time before the Most High would use him, what was that whole 13 years in prison for?
The word of the Lord tried him.
What was that for?
Test.
It was a test, man. That's what that 13 years of hardship was. That was all the Most High was doing before he really used Joseph as a leader. I got to see what you're going to do. I'm going to test you first. Think about this. Being a leader, the Most High don't trust you off the bat. So why is it always hard and you got to go through hardships and suffer hardships as an up-and-coming leader? What is the Most High doing with you?
Test.
Why is the condition unfavorable to you? Because the Most High is doing what with you?
Trying.
He's trying you. You don't get to be no leader in the Most High's army if you ain't been put to some type of test. You got a lot of these people that profess to be leaders of camps and leaders of churches, and they got Bibles in their hands and they got fringes on. But if they haven't been suffering and they don't know what it means to suffer and be have a thankless job and to not be rewarded initially and not do this for benefits and Hellcats and fast cars and Versace clothes, because some Israelites do that. They do it for notoriety. They do it for the money that come with it. They come with the fact that people know their name on the internet. They're internet sensation. But that ain't what the Most High is doing. The Most High, when he's prepping a leader, the Most High is trying a leader. All that 13 years was a 13-year examination of faith. He said the word of the Lord did what?
Said the word of the Lord tried him.
Give me 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 16.
First Corinthians chapter 9, verse 16 reads, "For though I preach the gospel,"
Paul said, though I preach the gospel, he's a preacher of the gospel, he's a leader. Read.
"I have nothing to glory of."
He said, I don't get no what?
Glory.
So, preaching the gospel, does it come with glory?
No.
No, it doesn't. It's just a contentness that I'm doing my job. I did my job with a smile. I did my job with the right mentality. I did my job understanding what's priority and who's first and what comes first. Who's important in the eyes of the Most High in Christ. He says, though I preach the gospel, read.
"I have nothing to glory of."
They said there ain't no personal glory that's coming out of this. Read on.
"For necessity is laid upon me."
What he's saying is, preaching the gospel doesn't guarantee glory and notoriety, fame and fortune. It's actually the opposite. Preaching the gospel comes with challenges. It comes with suffering. It comes with turmoil. It comes with being uncomfortable. It comes with not having control. It comes with not having power. It comes with having to do what you're told. People telling you what to do. It comes with being a servant. It's actually the opposite of what people think that you get when you get in charge. Read on.
Come, yeah. Woe is unto me.
He says, because necessity is what?
Is laid upon me.
You know what that means? That means I preach the gospel. I still got to preach the gospel. And me, on a personal level, I don't got it. I don't have the bare necessities. I barely have enough to function with. But I still got to teach the gospel. And I still got to do it with a willing heart. Does it look pretty? From the outside looking in. People have no idea what a leadership position really looks like in the spirit. They just want the ability to tell people what to do. They want the ability to have access to certain people. They just want preferential treatment. People want to reap the rewards and the benefits. They ain't got no idea what being a leader really looks like. Being a leader comes equipped with you lacking a lot of things that other people take for granted and throw away on a daily basis. Just regular amenities. Paul said necessity is laid upon me. He said he could barely function. But he still got to teach the gospel. Read on.
Yeah. Woe is unto me.
He said, but if I don't do it, then because I've been called to do it, so I have no choice but to do it. Read on.
If I preach not the gospel.
He said, but if I don't do it, I'm going to be destroyed. Because the Most High gave me this commission. I better do it. And I better do it with a smile. And I better do it willingly. Even though it's hard and it's a struggle just to have the daily necessities, it's okay. Read on.
For if I do this thing willingly.
Stop. what does Paul understand while he's a leader of people, while he's preaching the gospel, while he's in charge over people? He has to do it suffering and knowing that he really don't have a choice, but he still has to come back and do it how?
Willingly.
He still got to do it willingly. I have to want to receive the conditions that are unfavorable that come against me to do this job. I got to be okay with it. I got to be okay with it. And that's a struggle for a lot of men. A lot of men get into this truth and they start to get the testing that the Most High puts every young man through and every young sister through. And young men and women start to fold. They start to break. Because the conditions, they're not understanding that you're being tried. It's just a test. That's what you have to go through. It said, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for what?
Temptation.
Temptation. It's coming. But sometimes the temptations and the struggles and the making it check to check or week to week or month to month, sometimes that breaks men. It breaks women. I just can't do it. I can't live like this. I ain't got no guarantees. I need consistency. Nothing's consistent. You know what has to be consistent? Your desire to want to do it. That has to be consistent. You have to have a willing mind. I want to do it. Because I know why I do it. And I know what I'm doing it for, who I'm doing it for. And it's okay. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to not have the luxuries that everybody has in the world. It's okay. It's okay to not have the fanciest or the best of, the best in class, or the top notch, or the name brand, or the upper crust. It's okay to not possess these things. Does it affect your job? Read on.
Come, for if I do this thing willingly, I have a reward.
He says, if I do it willingly, Paul understands that I got to do it. I know I got to do it. I have no choice to do it, but I got to do it with my whole heart, and I got to do it willingly because I do know that I'm sure and for certain that there's a benefit at the end of the tunnel. There's a treasure at the end of the rainbow. I know there's a benefit to this. I just might not be getting it right now, but I'll get it later down the line, and I'm okay with that. Leaders have to be okay with that. You know what mentality? Get this definition, Ahmad. Get the definition of perpession. This is what kind of mentality that Paul's explaining. Get the definition of the word perpession. P-E-R-P-E-S-S-I-O-N.
P-R-P-S-S-I-O-N.
God, 1828. This is the mind frame that a leader must have.
I got it. Perpession.
You got it? Read it.
1828. Suffering.
He said, what does a leader understand?
Suffering.
He said, what does a leader understand that comes with the territory of the job?
Suffering.
It's okay to suffer. It shouldn't be a big issue that you don't have the daily necessities that other people could take for granted and throw away and have the luxuries and amenities of life. It's okay. It's okay to suffer. Or you were incriminated falsely. Like Joseph. Put in a dungeon for 13 years, shackled to the floor. And he's okay with it. He says, this is the mentality that we all have to have. This is the mentality that Joseph had. This is the mentality that Paul has. He says he's equipped with the ability to understand what perpession is. Perpession is what?
Suffering.
Suffering how?
It says the act of bearing pain.
It says the act of what?
Bearing pain.
So as a leader, you have to get comfortable what?
Bearing pain.
With the act of bearing pain. And you have to do it, and you have to do it willingly. You have to willingly be okay to bear pain. You can't let the suffering of the conditions of the job alter the job and your output. Yes, sir.
That means you have to carry on with that pain and just stand around or sit around hurt.
That means I still got a job to do.
Huh?
I got a job to do, even though I'm suffering. Even though I'm in pain. Does it change my job? Does it alter my offering? Does it alter my commitment?
Nope.
No. A lot of people got a lot of excuses why they can't do the work of the Lord, but leaders in particular struggle through pain and suffering, and it doesn't change the commitment to the Lord. They struggle through bad health, bad finances, economic instability, emotional instability, false slander, false imprisonment, hate, fabricated hate from other people. All these things come with the territory. Pinched nerves. You still got to function. It comes with it. He said, bearing pain. What else?
It says it derives from the Latin root meaning to bear steadfastly.
It says it comes from the word to bear steadfastly. What is another word for bearing steadfastly? Another word for bearing steadfastly is fortitude. This profession is a synonym of fortitude, which is a virtue. That means that it's particular virtues that I must possess as a leader to do this job, regardless of how unstable the job is. But leaders, good leaders, are okay with it. They're okay with it. Read on.
Of that definition?
No, not the definition. The scripture. You're in Corinthians.
1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 17 reads, "For if I do this thing willingly, I have a reward. But if against my will, a dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me."
Now, this dispensation of the gospel, dispensation means specifically the management, oversight, administration of others' property. Meaning what? It doesn't matter if I don't want to do it. I have to do it anyway. I got to be responsible anyway. I've still been given this job. It doesn't matter how I feel. It's about managing other people's property. Who is the other people's property? Go to John chapter 21, verse 15. Who is the other people's property?
John 21:15.
Mm-hmm.
So when they had dined, Yahushua said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these?"
He said, "You love me more than the other disciples?" Read on.
He said unto him, "Yeah, Lord,
He said, "Yeah, Lord." Read on.
thou knowest.
He said, "You know I love you more than the other disciples." Read on.
Thou knowest that I love thee."
Go
He
ahead.
said unto him, "Feed my lamb."
He said, if you love me, what is the number one priority?
Feed my lambs.
What is the number one priority regardless of your suffering?
The body of Christ.
What is the number one priority regardless of your trials and tribulations?
The body of Christ. The people.
What is the number one priority regardless of your poverty?
Congregation.
Your particular suffering?
The congregation members.
Your necessities?
People that come to class every day. They want to live this life.
What is the number one priority for a leader to understand?
They come first before his life.
They come first. That's the other people's property. That the Most High sheep, Christ's sheep, come before me. That's what a leader understands. The sheep are priority. Go to Galatians chapter 4, verse 13.
Galatians 4 and 13. Ye know how through infirmity.
It says, Paul said, you know how through what?
Through infirmity.
Infirmity is sickness. Infirmity is disease. Infirmity is weakness. So he said, you know that through infirmity, that means that coinciding with infirmity and sickness and weakness.
Yeah.
Read on.
Ye know how through infirmity of the flesh,
Go ahead.
I preach the gospel.
So just because you're a leader doesn't mean that you're not going to go through anything.
No, that's not.
It actually means the opposite. It actually means, as a leader, you're going to have to carry whatever diseases, whatever maladies, whatever weaknesses, whatever sicknesses, whatever instability, whatever you're suffering with, you got to carry that and still do the job. Or whatever responsibilities you have under your own plate. That cannot interfere with the job at hand. All he's saying is, y'all are a witness to the fact that regardless of what I go through, I keep preaching. Read it again.
Galatians 4:13. Ye know how through infirmity of the flesh I preached the gospel unto you at the first.
He says, at the what?
At the first.
What does he mean when he said that?
First priority.
That's the most important. It don't matter what I'm going through. What I'm going through is secondary. It's third. It's fourth. It's fifth. It's last on the totem pole. What I'm suffering, what he's saying is my distresses, my afflictions are not priority over y'all, over the preaching and the job at hand. He understands what his priority is. Now go back to 1 Corinthians chapter 9. No. Give me Psalm, back to Psalms. We was in Psalms 105. We was talking about Joseph. Give me Psalm chapter 105 and read verse 19 again.
Psalms chapter 105, verse 19 reads, until the time that his word came.
It says, until the time that his word came to the Most High, he was qualified to be elevated. What was the Most High doing with him the whole time? Read on.
The word of the Lord tried him.
So that 13-year bid that Joseph did in the dungeon, laid in iron shackles as a kid, as a teen, was only a test from the Lord. There's a qualifier to be a leader. It was a qualification to be a leader. Is it unfair? Or is just the Most High requirement? Because the Most High understands what he knows, what mentality he knows his leaders to be in. They have to be conditioned a certain way. They have to be chafed a certain way. They have to be tempered a certain way, where they don't complain. They don't complain and let their complaints or their disgust or their things they don't like come in between the job. These men are tempered a certain way. Read on.
The king sent and loosed them.
And then what happened after he passed his test?
Even the ruler of the people.
Go ahead.
And let him go free.
It says, and what did the king do?
And let him go free.
So that's no different from today. It's no different today. How do we know this? Go to Galatians chapter 4. It was already in 4. Read verse 1 and 2. This is no different today. The Most High will, as a leader, if you desire the office of a bishop, you desire good work. But as a leader, you will be put through certain tests and tribulations to find out is what you're going against or what's coming against your flesh. Will that alter the criteria of the position? Will it alter your commitment? Read that.
What verse was it?
Galatians 4:1.
Galatians 4:1. Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child,
Read.
differeth nothing from a servant.
Do you get the ability to rule first, or you have to be occupied in the mentality of a servant first? Servant first. You have to steer your mind in the direction of a servant, in the position of a servant. Right. You have to learn the greatest leaders are the best followers. So before you inherit whatever the Most High has to offer us, we got to position our minds as a servant first. We have to start on the bottom and be okay with it. Read on.
As long as he is a child, differeth nothing from a servant, though he be Lord of all.
Although the Most High has leadership in the making and leadership is the end result, and leadership is in the future, until that time comes, you have to posture your mind as a what? As a servant. In the meantime, in between time, until you're able to sit on the throne, or you're able to sit amongst Christ's realm, or the Most High's realm in the kingdom, until that time comes, we should all be dedicated servants. Committed servants. Read on.
Verse 2. But it's under tutors and governors.
And I should be under individuals that are sculpting me, that are molding me, that are teaching me, that are shaping me, that are educating me. But I should be under tutors and governors. Read on.
Until the time appointed of the Father.
So should I try to dictate my level of commitment and sacrifice? Should I be able to blow my own whistle to say it's quitting time? Do I control the remote control to output in what I'm going to give the Lord? Do I designate a time frame to where I say, well, you know, if I don't see no benefit, I'm done? Who pulls me out of the servitude?
The Father.
The Father pulls you out of the servitude. No different than the king Joseph had to wait until the king came and pulled him out of the dungeon. And the king set him free. And the king took his shackles off. It's no different than the mind frame we're supposed to be in now. We're supposed to be obedient until that time. Until the Most High said you're a leader now, you should be a servant until the whole way through. Before you just look up and you got people following your counsels, receiving instruction, until that time comes, it's servitude, with a smile and willingly. People don't understand this. This is a qualifier for leadership. Finish that in Psalm 105.
Okay. Psalms chapter 105. You want verse 29?
Hold on. Give me read the 2 Corinthians 12 and 9. Second Corinthians chapter 12 verse 9. Read that first.
Okay. 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 9. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee.
So while I'm suffering, while I barely have enough, while I'm barely on life support, economically, physically, mentally, I got to drag this flesh along, and I got to carry all the things that I'm weak at, and all my stresses. While I have to do this, and still preach, and still teach, and still take the oversight, or still be a leader, Christ is saying what?
My grace is sufficient for thee.
As much as I want to quit, as much as I want to say enough is enough, as much as I say I don't see no benefits in this, as much as I say I don't know how y'all been in here so long, what's the reward of all this? Before I pulled the plug on my service, Christ said, listen, my grace is sufficient for you. You got more in you. You can continue. You can keep going. You don't have to give up. You don't have to quit. You don't have to stop. You can preach through it. You can preach through it. Read on.
For my strength is made perfect in weakness.
So what does this mean? My strength is made perfect in weakness. What does that mean?
Constantly tempered and tested.
So what does it mean being constantly tempered and tested? What does that mean? He said, my strength is made perfect in weakness.
That's what makes you stronger. That tempering, that constant testing to the point where you want to give up. That if you can endure that and make it through that for a period of time, that's what strengthens you. That's what builds you.
And how do we know this? Keep reading.
Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities.
Go ahead.
That the power of Yahweh Shai may rest upon me.
He says, because the more that I can endure, the more I can steadfastly endure suffering, the more I can show fortitude. He says that's when the power of Christ starts to do what?
That the power of Yahushua may rest upon me.
That's when Christ starts giving you his spirit. So while Joseph was enduring all that prison time, and he wasn't complaining, and he didn't deserve to be there, who was there with him feeding the spirit the whole time?
Yahushua.
Yahushua was feeding the spirit while he was in prison. Because that's what Yahushua does when we suffer for a long time. That's when he starts giving out and dispensing his spirit on us. Why is that important? Why is that important to know that? Because you know it wasn't you.
That's fact.
You don't get no credit for it. That's why the Most High got to break you to almost giving up until Christ comes by and satisfies and consoles your condition. Because you know it wasn't you. It wasn't your smarts that got you through it. It wasn't your intelligence that got you through it. It wasn't your willpower that got you through it.
Where you from?
It wasn't where you was from. It wasn't what you can handle. It had nothing to do with you. The only way you know you made it through this is by who?
Yahushua.
It was Yahushua that got me through it. If it was up to me, I would have quit. If it was up to me, I couldn't take it. If it was up to me, I would have broke to have to endure these things. But that's when the power of Christ is at its best. It's when you're at your worst. And that's when he supports you the most. That's when he endorses you the most. That's when he approves of your condition and comes by and gives you enough strength to keep going. That's what that means. That's how you make it. When you're maxed out as a leader. You put on Christ and Christ will dwell with you. Because you know it wasn't your ability. That's for sure. The Most High makes sure that he knows it wasn't you.
Yeah.
And that's all that he's doing with Paul right here. That's why Paul is complaining right here. He said, I'm going to give you enough grace and kindness to make it. I got enough favor for you to make it. You're going to be all right. Paul, whatever he had going on with his eye, it was giving him trouble. Christ said, you'll be all right. Christ, I need a physician. I ain't got enough money to go to a physician. But that's what we say. I ain't got enough doctor money. I can't fix my problem. I got enough money to go to a doctor. I can't even go to a clinic. I can't even go to a health and wellness clinic. I don't have no insurance. I've actually heard men complain about the truth and blame the truth that they didn't have no insurance.
Years ago.
This is true. Men have left the truth complaining because they didn't have no insurance. This is real. That's real. Guess who was supposed to be your insurance? That was supposed to be your insurance. He was supposed to be your coverage plan, benefits plan. Crazy. But he's showing you how to make it and what it takes as a leader to make it. And what mind frame you have to be in to endure whatever the Most High is trying you with before he hands you power, before he hands you leadership, before he hands you authority. Joseph had to earn that. He wasn't given that position of a leader and it didn't come with no challenges. It came with prison time. Unjust prison time too. Finish that.
Let down.
Finish 10.
I remember you. Suck it out. I got you.
Yep. Let down, stabbed, left behind, left for dead.
Yeah.
Read.
God, verse 10. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmity.
And because Paul understands that when I'm zapped out and I don't have any control over my situation and I'm at rock bottom and I don't have no control and no insurance and no guarantees, I'm okay with it. I'm all right with it. Because I know who's with me. That's when you know that Christ is with you. So as a leader, the things that man complain about, you have to be okay with. Good leaders are okay with the suffering. They're okay with the conditions. They're okay with the being put on the back burner. They're okay with it. They ain't complaining. He said, therefore I take pleasure in what?
In infirmities.
In infirmities. Now finish that in Psalms 105 and 21.
Psalms chapter 105 verse 21 reads, He made him Lord of his house.
It said, what did the king do? from the man that was in the dungeon for 13 years?
He made him Lord of his house.
So before Joseph was made a Lord, he started off as a what?
Slave.
As a slave.
Slave.
As a servant. This is a lesson to anybody that looks at leadership the wrong way. It comes with some endurance. It comes with some fortitude. It comes with some temperance. It comes with challenges. If you don't endure all that, the Most High ain't putting you up. You're a false leader then. It comes with challenges that most people have a hard time swallowing. And good leaders are okay with whatever comes its way. He said he did what?
He made him Lord of his house and ruler of all his substance.
It says, and so from the bottom to the top, a comeback story, a rags to riches story. From the depths of hell to the top, second in command to a whole kingdom.
13 years up.
13 years. He did a baker's dozen.
Yeah. Amazing.
He had 13 years for unjustly, mistreated,
Forgotten.
forgotten.
That part kills a lot of men in truth. Because there's this idea that I'm forgotten, and that what's important for me, nobody cares.
Nobody
Not
cares.
that nobody cares spirit, partially.
Yeah.
Christ cares.
The Most High cares.
Do you believe that?
Yeah.
If men really don't care like you said they don't, if that's just a true statement that nobody cares and men don't care, do you believe Christ cares?
No. We should. Read on.
Come. To bind his princes at his pleasure.
He says to what?
To bind his princes at his pleasure.
Now this man was taking orders at the bottom of a dungeon to giving orders to the top men in the kingdom of Egypt.
World, he's basically the king. Because he just can't, by blood, he can't be the number one Don. Because he's Hebrew, right?
Yeah.
But to be number two next to a whole different nation of people,
Having co-authority
co-authority at,
in a kingdom, and you started in the prison
you're the vice president of the nation, of the most powerful nation
on earth
on earth
at the time,
from jail.
from the bottom.
And you're only 30.
You're only 30 years old. But you see what the Most High does, what lifestyle he designates for his leaders or future leaders. He designates tests, trials, suffering, tribulation, affliction. And you got to learn to be okay with it. As long as you know you're okay with it, Christ will be with you while you suffer. Christ will be with you while you're going through some troubles. Because it's okay. Read. He said to bind his what?
To bind his princes at his pleasure.
It says, so this man was able to dictate whatever he wanted these princes to do. These were leaders. He was a leader of leaders that gave other leaders directions and orders. Go to Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 4.
Ecclesiastes chapter 11 and verse 4. Boast not of thy clothing and raiment.
It said, don't boast about clothing and raiment, about, the latest and greatest, about what you possess. Read on.
And exalt not thyself in the day of honor.
And don't be looking for glory in the day of what?
Honor.
Don't be trying to be the top person in charge. Understand, if you're looking for leadership, go in it with the right mentality. It's not about look at me, all eyes on me. Look what I got on. I'm the HNIC.
Yep.
Look at me, I'm the boss hog. I'm the top dog. Don't go in it looking at the benefits of the position and the benefits that come with leadership. That's not what's important. Don't do it for those reasons. Don't magnify the wrong thing, the wrong aspects of leadership. Yes, when you're a leader, yes, people follow your instructions, but don't abuse it. Don't abuse the opportunity. Don't abuse the privilege. Read on.
For the works of the Lord are wonderful,
It says, for the works of the Lord are wonderful. What does he mean by that? Read on.
and his works among men are hidden.
And the Most High's works are hidden. Read on.
Many kings have sat down upon the ground.
So many people that had positions of leadership with the wrong intention, for the wrong reason, with the wrong purpose, with the wrong perspective, the Most High did what with their leadership?
Sat down upon the ground.
What does that mean? Knocked them off their high horse. If you try to obtain leadership and power and authority for the wrong reasons, the Most High has hidden works coming for you. The intention has to be right. It can't be for manifesting your own personal glory. He says he's knocked many men off their high horse. Read on.
And one that was never thought of.
It says, and a person that you never looked at to being qualified to be a leader, what does the Most High do with him?
It says, and one that was never thought of hath worn the crown.
It says, and one that what?
And one that was never thought of hath worn the crown.
And one that that you overlooked. The Most High was working with that individual that you overlooked. Quietly in the cut. While they quietly endured suffering. While they quietly endured torment. While they quietly endured pain from chains and bonds. While they quietly didn't say nothing, even though they were treated the wrong way, the Most High he always got somebody in the cut that's suffering quietly with the right mentality, with the correct outlook, that's not blaming anybody for their condition. It's not a sob story,
Not a victim.
not a victim. The Most High always got somebody quietly in the cut that can immediately take your position. Because their intention is right. Their fortitude is right. Their mentality is right. So the intention has to be right. Read on.
Verse 6. And many mighty men have been greatly disgraced,
Go ahead.
and the honorable delivered into other men's hands.
So what are we reading here? What do we understand here? If you're seeking a position of leadership and you got the wrong intentions, the Most High will reverse the roles before you know it. That means you have to sustain whatever comes with the job and be okay with it. That's why Paul said, he said, I do what with affliction? He says, say it again. He glories in infirmity. It doesn't bother him. The intention has to be right. This is a lesson for anybody that's looking or striving or trying to be a leader. You have to go in it with the right mentality. You have to go in it with the right reasons. It's a good obligation. It's a good vocation. It's a blessing. But the intention has to be right. If not, the role will be reversed. Finish that or let that go. Let's go back to Psalms 105 and finish that in 22.
Come. Psalms chapter 105.
Read that.
Verse 21 again.
Yeah, 22. Just read 22. We're done.
Okay. Verse 22. To bind his princes at his pleasure and teach his senators wisdom.
So he went from a dungeon to dominion. He went from a slave to teaching senators. Who does that? The Most High does that. When the Most High has his hand on you, as a leader, just know that it comes with its trials and tribulations, but learn how to be conditioned to be okay with it without complaint. Learn how to submit yourself and occupy the mentality of a servant, the mind frame of a servant. Suffer a little bit. It won't last forever. And Christ will bestow his power upon you. It's not a permanent suffering, but it's a trial period. Any questions? With that, we're gonna say shalom. Dawiyah got class Friday.
It's gonna be a lot of
Oh,
shots.
Lasha got class on
Yeah.
Friday. Cool. We got class coming up on Friday, and we'll finish part 2 of this
Come.
next Wednesday.
Real quick, Yashawan, Yeshaya. Real quick.
All right. Shalom, Israel.
All right.
The water for watching. And have a good night. Shalom.